Tony, leave it out, mate.
Best part of the day, this, Rich.
Yeah.
And how's jogging before I came in this morning?
When did you join the Heart Attack Brigade?
Keep in shape when you get to our age, Rich. Bit of training, help keeps the weight down. Oh. As fat as a pig when you're 40.
Right, right.
Please, you're next. What? Any questions?
Nice one, George.
Oh, every girl's dream, eh, Kat? Not bad at all. Which one do you fancy? That one, it's got a lower saddle.
Oh, well, you should join us one morning. Shorts and T-shirts at 4:30?
The only way you'll find out what I have for breakfast.
Oh, I don't know. Some people just do not appreciate the body beautiful, do they? What you laughing at?
Here you are. It's all yours. Cheers. All right. Morning, Sarge.
Ah, another radio ham.
Tony Martin, Sarge. I saw him help himself from the Ford Sierra and Dutton Avenue. He's been cautioned.
Well,
Not me.
anything to say for yourself?
Well, I didn't know it was a copper, did I? I mean, I wouldn't have nicked it if I'd have known, would I?
Right. Full name?
Anthony Martin.
How old are you?
17.
17. Address?
I haven't got one.
Where'd you spend last night?
Just walked around.
Well, where'd you have your gyro sent to then?
You must be joking. I'm 17, I don't get none.
Can you read?
Yeah, of course I can. I went to school.
Read that then. Says you have a right to a solicitor and also a right to have someone told you're here. Would you like us to contact your mum and dad?
I haven't got any.
All right, empty your pockets. Tools of the trade, huh?
Hello, Tone.
Here, Mr. Stamp, you should nick that, Louis. This tea's poisonous.
Tea for me, Rich. No sugar.
All right,
Morning, lads.
Morning, girls.
All right, Monty.
Oh, you know how it is, Mr. Sam. There ain't the money. People gotta make do and mend. I can't give my gear away.
That'd be the day. Tell you what, though, Monty. Got any decent tracksuits in the van?
I got the very thing, Mr. Stamp. Pure cotton from Korea, fresh off the back of the lorry this morning. They're 50 quid up west if they're a penny.
I only want to go jogging in it.
Then it's your lucky day. These are made special for jogging, and I've got your size. Come round to the van after I've unloaded and we'll sort something out. Know what I mean?
See you later, Monty.
See ya.
Best meal of the day, that. Even if it does feel more like lunch.
You've earned it. For once.
Oh, cheers.
All right, let's have you out.
Can I have something to eat?
This is not a hotel.
Well, I'm starving.
You can have a cuppa after we've done your dabs.
What do you want them for?
Because you've been thieving, and that makes you a villain. Because you've got no ID and no address. I mean, you could be Lord Luton for all we know.
Who's he?
Just get in there.
Don't get up. I can see you're busy.
Raring to go, mate. Just that we haven't got bikes to go on.
Oh, well, you've got to have the legs for it. You've got no chance, mate.
I hear you and George got another body this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Can you run a CRO check for me? Tony Martin, 4773. No fixed.
Steve?
Oh, and a PNC on a Ford Sierra. Foxtrot, 377 Victor Yankee Kilo.
Tony Martin, not known or wanted.
You sure? I had him down as a pro.
Maybe that's why we never caught him before. Could it be Martin with a Y?
No, he signed it with an I.
And he's got a clean sheet.
It's registered to a Ronald Edward Franklin at 276 Beccles Road.
Hey?
That's what it says.
Well, it got done in Dutton Avenue. That's miles away.
Maybe he's moved.
Yeah, all right, thanks. Oh, have you got anyone free to call round to tell him that we got his radio?
No way. Not going to go knocking on doors this time of the morning.
Here, Tony. Do you reckon that'd work on a jiffy back?
Sex aid, innit?
No, really.
This is what you need, Rich. Get you moving in the mornings.
I do not have any trouble with my movements. Very much. Oh, yeah. Here, Ellie. Ellie, what's that go for?
Depends how much I reckon I can get. I'll do you that one for 25 if you've got your own speakers.
You're joking. What's the catch?
There's no catch, mate. You've just picked the best time to buy.
Yeah?
I'll tell you what, since it's you, let's call it 15 quid.
They're not a bit iffy, are they?
All my gear straight from the factory, through the front gate. My last offer, it's yours for a tenner.
All right, you're on. Here, put it by for some jelly. I'll pick it up when I get off, all right?
I'll keep it in the van for you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Tell you what, I think I've done all right there.
Good price, Rich. Of course, you won't be able to listen to much when they start shuffling all the stations onto FM, but a good price.
Right, in out.
No previous.
Right.
So, could I have that cup of tea now?
Deadly honest, will you, Dave, yeah?
Yeah, all right.
Cheers.
Look, how long before I can go? I mean, I'm starving.
You're here until he goes to court.
Well, why can't I get bail then?
Because he'll do a runner if we let you go. Got no address to go to, right?
Well, could I get out today if I had an address?
Probably. Be up to the sergeant. But you haven't, have you?
Well, I've sort of got one.
What does that mean?
Well, I've been keeping at this flat.
What, in a squat?
No, it's this woman's flat. Oh, I suppose that's an address.
She's your girlfriend?
Well, no, she's just this sort of friend, really. She lets some of us keep on her sofa. She'll tell you.
Right, and you want us to ask her, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. What's her name?
Angie Purser. She lives in Hardman House, you know, the Anderson flats.
Yeah, I know him, all right.
Number 30.
30. Is she on the phone?
No.
Right. We'll see what we can do.
Hey, he's rather tasty. Who? Dave Quinnan.
Bit too macho for my taste.
Oh, it's all a matter of chemistry.
Well, there's always Reg Hollis. He's still single.
Yeah, I wonder why.
643 from Sierra Oscar.
85 receiving, Steve.
June. George and Dave are tied up at the moment. Could you see a Ronald Edward Franklin at 44 Beaumont Road? His car radio got nicked this morning. Tell him we got it and get a statement, would you?
Will do, Stephen.
Don't believe.
Hey, you look like you needed that.
Yeah, well, like I said, I haven't had nothing since last night.
You really just wander around all night?
Yeah?
Well, you don't look very knackered.
Well, I kept most of yesterday's at Angie's. And what else is there to do?
Well, you could get a job.
Well, how? I've got nowhere to live. You can't get a job unless you've got an address.
Well, you got this Angie's place, is it?
Oh, she just felt sorry for me. I knock around with her kid. She's only got a council flat.
So, what would you have done today if you hadn't have got pulled?
I'd have been okay.
Yeah, knocking out a stolen car radio, eh? How much do you reckon you'd have got for it, then?
A tenner?
Being ripped off. They cost a couple of £100, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the price. They got to make a few quid and all, you know.
Who?
Look, can I have another cup of tea?
Number 30 in it, Tony?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, what do you want?
You Angie Purser?
Why?
Kid named Tony Martin is in custody at Sun Hill. Wants you to bail him out.
Why? What's he supposed to have done?
Been thieving. Car radio.
So what's he give you my name for?
Well, he lives here, doesn't he?
He stops here sometimes.
Well, does he live here or doesn't he?
Well, yeah.
Look, do you want to bail him out, love, or not?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll come down right away.
Right.
Damien! Get up, you lazy git! I'm going out!
Right, where's your motor?
We haven't got one.
Just delivering a message, darling. It's your problem how you get down there.
You've done a few cars before, haven't you?
Do you think I'd tell you?
Oh, come on, you know how it is. You help
Oh,
us.
sure, I hold my hand up for a few more and you stitch me up with hundreds.
We just want you to tell us about the ones that you've done.
Yeah, so the beat can send me down.
You've been listening to too many fairy stories. Look, you're already up for this morning's caper. Cough the lot and they'll be taken into consideration.
If you don't and we find your dabs on any other car handles, we'll nick you again.
You don't do prints off cars, not for radios.
Oh, are you sure about that? Because there's an easy way to find out.
If you want to take the gamble and the porridge if you're wrong.
And what happens if I tell you?
No promises. But you make things easy for us and the courts usually take notice of that.
I want a brief. Says on that notice I can have one any time. I've got a right. I don't have to say nothing till he gets here.
Yeah, you got a right. You got a solicitor too.
No.
Okay. You have it your own way.
Morning. Oh, morning, Dick. Morning, sir. The bike squad scored again this morning, sir. Oh, splendid. How many this time? That's 14 in just under 2 weeks. Oh, excellent. Well, it's first-class initiative. Time to wrap it up, though, eh? Sir? Call it a day, job done. But we're just getting on top of it, sir. We're really making an impact now. Exactly. The word will be out on the streets. It'll be the law of diminishing returns. I can't any longer justify taking officers up for relief. But, sir, thefts from vehicles have dropped 70% in a fortnight. That's a really staggering result. Yes, I know, Derek. It's been a first-class initiative. But initiatives are for a limited period. I sanctioned overtime on this. That period is now over. What about the clear-up, sir? Well, it's impressive. Very impressive. And it's been a good show all round. But your very success means the resources can no longer be justified. Wind it up today, Derek.
Oh, Mrs. Franklin?
Yes? What's happened? Is it Ronnie?
No, it's all right. I presume your husband isn't in.
No.
Oh, it's only about his car radio. He had it stolen this morning. We've made an arrest.
That makes a change. You better come in.
Thank you.
Your husband is Ronald Edward Franklin,
Yes?
and he didn't mention it.
Well, he probably didn't want to worry me. You know, with the baby and all that. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have rung me.
Rung you?
From his hotel. He's up there on business.
Up where?
Scotland. Well, didn't the police... Where did you say this happened?
I don't know.
You were expecting my husband to be here, weren't you?
These messages often get confused, Mrs. Franklin.
Oh, no. There's no confusion. You got the name right and you got the address right. And you thought he'd be here because that damn radio wasn't stolen in Scotland, was it?
I don't know. They don't tell us anything.
No, but I'm telling you. That useless, lying bastard is at it again. There's another secretary, I suppose.
Mrs. Franklin, we really...
Yes, I know. They didn't tell you. Well, damn him! Damn him!
Thank you, Miss Data. Morning, Alec. How's the family?
Fine, Judy. It's good to see you back.
Well, as it turned out, I only went away for a week. It was all I could afford.
You want a word with him?
Yes.
Okay.
I see you've got him down as no fix.
He's changing his mind about that.
Uh-huh.
Give us a shout when you're ready.
This is an insurance policy, Mr. Thomas. You need to bring in your insurance certificate.
That's not it, then.
No. Look, you've still got a couple of days. Why don't you go home, find the certificate, and come back later with all your documents?
Yes, right, thanks. I could have sworn they were all together.
One at a time, please. Would you mind waiting, madam?
I've got to see Tony Martin. You've got him banged up.
This gentleman was first. Just wait, please.
He's just a kid. He shouldn't be in here anyway.
Well, you'd have to wait.
The copper said I had to come down quick. Now I've played
It's your turn next, madam. Now, sir.
It's about my car radio. I had it stolen this morning.
Right. Name and address.
Franklin. Ronald Franklin. 276 Beccles Road.
Right, Mr. Franklin, I think we have your radio here. Sarge, are we expecting Mr. Franklin?
Yeah.
Yes, we have got your radio. It was recovered shortly after the theft, and we have a man in custody.
Well, I don't want any fuss. It's no big deal. Happens quite a lot. I only report it so I can get a crime number for the insurance.
Well, it won't take very long. All we need is a statement identifying the radio and saying that nobody had authority to take it.
Will this go to court?
Well, I should think so. He was caught with the radio on him.
No, no fuss. If you've got the radio, let me have it back and that's it.
Well, it's not that simple, Mr. Franklin. You see, the thief has been arrested. Well, he broke your car window. I mean, that's going to cost you 50 quid. Don't you want him charged?
No. Look, forget the radio. I'll say it was never stolen. It's not mine. I don't want it.
Just a moment, Mr. Franklin. Sarge, have you got a minute?
Have you finished with him?
Yes, thanks, Alec. Alec, did he give your chaps any trouble when they arrested him?
No. Hey, he's not saying there was any aggro, is he?
No, nothing like that.
Good.
And he was no trouble when they brought him in?
You can come the clever dicks, you want a seat?
No.
What are you getting at, Judy?
Just that he's 17. He's still a kid. Well, you've had kids, Alec, but you've got grandchildren. He's got no family at all.
What about his parents?
His mother died. He never knew his father. He was brought up in care.
Oh, let me guess. He was beaten, fed on gruel. Then he ran away to London because he thought the streets were paved with gold.
Cynic. Actually, he quite liked it. He just ran off because some kids are like that.
So?
He doesn't get any benefits, Alec. When you're 17, you've got to be in school or on a YTS course to qualify. I mean, kids like Tony, they have 3 choices. Steal, starve, or hang about men's lavatories.
Or get a job.
And what's the problem?
No. I don't want to get involved.
Well, whether you like it or not, you're already involved. Your car radio was stolen. The police constable witnessed the theft. And a man is in custody.
Supposing I don't want him charged?
Well, it's out of our hands. You could be subpoenaed as a witness.
Sergeant, could we have a word in private?
Good to know. Right. We won't be disturbed in here, Mr. Franklin. What is it you want to tell me?
It's about this morning.
Yes.
Well, I spent the night with a friend.
Yes.
Well, my wife thinks I'm in Glasgow, so I can't risk her finding out I was in London. She wouldn't understand.
And this friend, she lives in Dutton Avenue?
He.
Oh, I see.
In the past, my wife's made the same mistake. I said I was with my secretary.
But then it was okay?
No, she threw me out, but she always took me back. If she knew the truth, well...
Well, how would she know it wasn't a woman?
Oh, it's the address, you see. He's a family friend. Well, that's why I can't risk it.
I arrested you in Dutton Avenue carrying a car radio. Had you just stolen that radio from a parked vehicle?
Yes.
And have you stolen radios from parked cars on previous occasions?
I don't have to answer that, do I?
No.
Yeah.
Right. Where is he then?
Sarge, Mrs. Purser.
Anthony Martin is in our custody. A solicitor is with him.
Can I see him?
All in good time. A few formalities we have to deal with first.
He'll get bail, though.
Now, we need to know he has an address and that he will turn up in court.
He lives with me. 30 Hardman House. That's his address.
And are you prepared to stand surety for him?
What will it be?
He did steal an expensive radio, so I'll have to set bail at £250. Could you afford that if he absconded?
He'll be there, all right?
Right, well, thank you, Mrs. Purser. If you'd like to wait in the office where you came in, I'll let you know what's happening. Robin, this officer will escort you.
Just tell that solicitor Tony lives with me.
Tom, it's Alec. Could you do a check for me, please, on a Mrs. Purser of 30 Hardman House?
And when arrested, you were carrying a steel centre punch and a screwdriver. Did you use those items to steal the radio?
Yes.
There may well be a second charge against you of going equipped for theft.
2 bites at the cherry, Mr. Garfield. That won't wash with the CPS.
Right. Well, that seems to be that then. If you'd just like to read the statement through and sign it.
Alec?
Yeah?
This kid the bike squad got, slipping away. Well, the owner will swear blind it was not his radio, that the kid had permission to take it, that the car window was broken already, that the moon is made of green cheese.
What?
I know it's complicated, but he won't budge. I mean,
Alec.
No, sorry, go on, Tom.
This is Angie Purser. She has got form. 2 counts of receiving.
Has she now?
Thanks, Eileen.
Sir?
Yes.
About the bike squad, sir?
It's finished.
Pardon?
It's finished. Word from above. Now, what do you want, Alec?
Well, the kid they pulled in this morning, sir, he's given us an address for bail in the Anderson Flats. And the resident tenant confirms he lives there and wants to bail him.
And?
The woman's name is Angie Purser. The thing is, she's got form. For receiving.
Yeah, but look, do you think Ali would mind? I mean, I haven't paid him yet.
You said you'd buy it, you've agreed a price, that's a contract.
Yeah, well, I know that, Tony, but I mean, it's only verbal, wasn't it?
You know all about verbals, don't you, Reg?
Yeah.
595 from Sierra Oscar. Where are you, Tony?
We're in the market. You want some Guernsey Toms?
Not a lot, no. Can you arrange me Mr. Conway on the corner by the clock in a couple of minutes?
Will do, Steve.
If you'll sign here, Mrs. Purser.
It's okay. It's just agreeing to forfeit the reconnaissance if Tony doesn't appear in court.
He will.
Yep.
Is that it? Can we go now?
Yes.
Yeah, where's my screwdriver and my punch?
You must be joking.
Yeah?
Mrs. Angie Purser.
No, she's not in.
Anthony Martin has been charged with an arrestable offence at Sunhill Police Station. He gave this as his address.
So he's not here. There's no one here. Just me.
I have a warrant to search these premises. In you go, lads. Excuse me.
Yeah, I've told you, Tony doesn't live here.
I'm sorry, Mr. Purser, but the registered tenant of these premises has signed a document to say he does.
Here, you can't do that.
Just watch me, son.
Sir! It's Aladdin's cave.
So it is. Hollis?
Mrs. Angie Purser, you are...
Right then, October Rag in 4. Waiting for his Uncle Frank to turn up.
Sounds familiar.
Martin Butler.
No, I remember his dad.
He said he was dead.
Doing a stretch more like.
Yeah, what for?
Armed robbery, fraud, GBH, you name it. What's Junior in for?
Terrorising a packy shop.
Like father, like son. Anything else?
Yeah. Come and have a look at this.
Oh, no. What's she in for? Threatening behaviour? Muriel? Who brought her in?
Young.
And when she got here, she started playing up.
In one.
Yeah, but how was I to know? Well, you weren't. But remember what I keep telling you, you don't bring in every Tom, Dick and Harry simply because they give you a bit of lip.
Yeah, but why did Penny start having a go then?
Sergeant Penny, and don't you forget it.
But he was starting having a go at me in front of the body, Sarge.
Now, probably for a very good reason. Now, your job is to listen and to learn. End of story.
Yes, Sarge.
See you in a pub, Sarge?
No, not today, lads.
Well, don't look at me.
I reckon we're getting soft, Tom. I was that scared of my first sergeant.
Yeah, they don't know they're born.
Look at Phil Young.
Oh, he's come running to you, has he?
No, it's just...
He's all mouth and flashing blue light.
My point exactly.
I mean, he brings her in and starts giving her some let that be a lesson to you, darling stuff. And of course she starts flipping out.
That's just what I was saying.
Then when you tell them so they'll learn not to be such a stupid prat the next time, they go running to mummy.
I wasn't taking part in it, you know.
Oh, I wonder why I waste my breath.
Why is it 5 minutes before the end of every shift? There's always... Your car or mine?
Oh, look, I can't. I promised Wendy.
It's all arranged. You can't let it slide down now. You never know, you might enjoy it.
Look, her mother's not been well.
Well, nothing's going to happen to her in the next half hour, is it?
Well, you haven't got many.
Yeah, just sign it, Reg. You got the present.
Jim Carver's picking it up. They'll be asking for their money back.
Well, where is he?
I don't know. You know, I never know what to put.
All set then? No, I've got half a card and no presents.
And no Bob Cryer.
What?
That's what he said.
Reg. Reg.
The problem this morning, Clive, was CID nicked 3 of my men.
You're losing your touch, Bob.
Don't you start.
Bob, can you spare a minute?
Yeah, of course.
I wanted a quiet word. Son Hill's been put down for another interrogator's course. I wondered if you had any suggestions.
Well, not off the top of my head, sir, no.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I'm a bit pushed. The usual short notice. Look, let's talk about it over a pint. My shout, OK?
Yeah, sure.
Right, I'll just get changed. Meet you outside in 10 minutes.
Right. I mean, I think that boy's got a lot of learning to do.
Oh, it could be an argument for sending him. Make him see he doesn't know it all.
Well, it's your decision. We wouldn't be my first choice. Looking forward to this drink, though. Right?
Here you are, Sarge. There's a little something on its way, but it seems to have got held up. So you'll have to be getting on with this.
20 years in the madhouse and still no parole.
So say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
Cheers.
Yeah.
You signed Bob's card?
Eh?
It was a collection.
No one told me.
That's supposed to be me.
How did you guess?
Can't stay, Bob. Well done, you've earned it.
Thank you, sir.
Where's the kitty? Well, we decided not to, you know.
Right here, sir.
Have a good time, but know when to stop, eh?
Don't worry, sir. We'll stop after 5 pints before we get onto the shorts.
What's this word?
Oh, that's a ferret.
It's disgusting.
Leave it.
What's that?
Lesson has changed from a fiver these days.
All in a good cause.
Contributions to the kitty.
I'm not staying.
There you go, Tant.
All right, I'm sorry it's a bit late.
Once they get into CID, they think they own the place.
Yeah, well, Sergeant Cryer taught me everything I know.
No, it's true. Thanks, mate.
Oh, thanks, Stuart. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Go on, open it then.
Yeah, come on, open it. Let's see how our money's been spent.
I thought we were getting him a load of dirty videos.
We were, but he's got them all.
Now listen here. This is my nick and you obey my orders. If you don't, I'll come down on you good and proper.
A ton of bricks, my son.
Thank you.
What's that here? Well, no, seriously, I thought we were bigger than that.
But you said it to all the boys.
Bob Cryer, from all at Sun Hill, 20 years and still cracking the whip. Thank you. Thank you.
Make a speech, Bob. Give us a
speech. 20 years. Can't believe it. When I was in the army, I...
Just after the war, was that?
Yeah, the first war. No. When I was in the army, we had this sergeant. He'd been a sergeant since birth. And he told me that as you get older, the job gets harder. It gets boring. You've done it all. You've seen it all. Well, after 20 years, there are still things that surprise me. And this is one of them. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, mine's a pint and a packet of Kleenex. Well done, Bob. You're halfway there.
Cheers, Frank. Cheers, Tom.
I've got to go. Sorry, the mother-in-law's ill. I promise when.
No, that's all right, Tom.
See you all tomorrow.
Right, yes, you knew everyone, right? And everyone knew you. And if they got out of hand, you just had a little word with them, right? And that was that. But if they did it again, then you give them a polite cuff around the ear. It was understood, wasn't it?
That's the best bit.
Yeah, right. But if you were to do that today, why don't they come down and you're like...
Yes, yes, hello, boys. Yeah. What? Oh, come on, lads. Leave it out. Bennett.
Afternoon, sir.
Wheeler, what are you doing here?
It's your car, sir.
Yeah, of course it's my car. What's this all about?
Please turn your engine off, sir.
What?
He said, would you please turn your engine off?
That's what he said. I want to know what's going on.
If you'd like to turn your engine off, sir.
And get out of the car.
Now, would you mind telling me what this is all about?
Your brake light, sir.
Brake light?
Seems not to be working, sir.
All right, show me.
The other side will be safer, sir.
Thanks very much, officer. That's very public-spirited of you. I'll remember it next time I'm passing.
You've been drinking, sir?
No.
Are you sure, sir?
Now, look, thanks for the tip about the brake light. Much appreciated, but I'm late enough as it is.
Quick drink, was it, sir?
If you must know a pint and a half. Satisfied?
I must ask you, sir, to take a breathalyzer.
What? Come on, Wheeler.
I've reason to believe you've been driving whilst under the influence of
Now,
alcohol.
hold on.
If you refuse, sir, we'll have to ask you to accompany us to Barton Street Police Station.
I said, hold on.
Sir?
What's this all about?
I've reason to believe...
No, I've heard all that. I've had a pint and a half, under a pint and a half. Now, you know and I know that I'm not over the limit.
Are you refusing, sir?
Listen, lads. I had a drink to celebrate Bob Cryer's 20 years in the force.
20 years.
Long time.
I also promised the wife that I'd go with her to see her mother. She's not been well.
Sorry to hear about that, sir.
I knew I shouldn't have gone. Listen, I'm late enough as it is without wasting another 10 minutes blowing into this thing. I mean, come on, lads. I'm not over the limit, so what's the point?
I repeat, sir, are you refusing to take a breathalyzer test?
What are you doing on Sunhill Patch anyway?
This is Barton Street. Over there's Sunhill.
Just passing through?
We had a hit and run.
Got away, mind you.
You just can't credit some people, can you?
If you refuse, sir, we'll have to take you to Barton Street and take a sample of your blood.
What are you staring at?
Before blowing, sir.
Yeah, I know, yeah. One long exhalation of breath.
Keep blowing, sir.
Not too hard.
The light here is currently on amber. If in a few moments the light turns to red...
Yes, very good, very funny, very witty. I'll remember this. I've got a very long memory.
So have we. I'm arresting you for providing a positive breath sample.
No way!
I must advise you not to resist arrest, as the resulting charges against you will be all the more severe.
Do you understand the charge?
You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be used against you in evidence. Pint and a half, was it, sir?
I'll be out to play a game, won't I?
So you thought you'd have a few practice swings on the way? Jumping. For what we had the pleasure.
Listen, Graham, I had a pint and a half at the Leather Bottle to celebrate Bob Cryer's 20 years, and I get pulled in for a faulty brake light.
And we breathalyzed him, sir.
Yeah, we're talking a pint and a half. Let's not waste our time here.
Amber to red, Sarge.
Hands aside, son.
Come on, Graham. Silly mistake, lesson learned, no harm done.
No can do, Tom. Sorry, mate. You fail a breathalyzer, get bought in. What can I do?
Throw the book at him.
Shut it!
Listen, just imagine I'm your chief, right? You're not telling me you'd press charges. You'd be back on the beat before you could put pen to paper.
What are you asking me to do?
No, I'm not saying... OK, so the light went to red, but only just.
That's still to be determined, isn't it? I mean, what are you actually asking me to do?
Let's just say you boys owe me one.
Don't you worry, mate. You'll get off.
I've warned you.
All members of the same club.
Told you, wind your neck in. Maybe we do owe you one, but it's going to have to wait, all right? Lunchtime drinkers.
Phone call?
Help yourself.
Oh, I'll get a phone call in.
'Cause you're a scumbag. Right. What's this? Occupation?
Builder.
Age?
28.
Date of birth?
21st.
Sergeant Laffin.
62.
Tom Penny.
Place of birth?
21.
I don't care, get him.
Yeah, Sergeant Laffin. Oh, hello, Tom. I'm really squeezed at the moment. Can you I see. What do you want me to do? Wendy. Right.
Hey, Bob, lend us a quid, will you? Oh, sure. Oh, cheers, mate. It's ready to burst.
Not your only one.
Bob Pryor!
Yeah?
Call for you.
This one, the white one?
Yeah.
Excuse me, love. Could I, the phone? Could I? No, I don't want your drink. Hello, Bob Cryer? No, you'll have to speak up. Oh, hello, Clyde.
What? A quick drink at the end of a very long day, and you're going to put me through the mill?
Licence, Sarge.
It's procedure, Tom, procedure. You did the same. I've got no choice.
Of course you have.
Tom, look at it from my point of view. At the end of the day, if you're not over the limit, fine, mistake made, sorry to have wasted your time. If I let you go and you knock a little old lady over on a zebra crossing, it's my neck that gets chopped, not just yours.
They were waiting for me.
Waiting for you?
Yeah. They saw me leave the pub, they followed me, they waited for any excuse to pull me over and collar me.
You're sitting very close to the edge, Tom. Watch it.
I'm telling you, they were waiting for me. I've been set up.
We were on our way back from that hit and run, Sarge.
What hit and run? Have you got a CAD number for it?
Tom.
We saw a car in front of us with a rear brake light that wasn't working.
We also pulled away from the traffic lights in a way that made us suspect...
I wanted to get home. You knew who I was. You thought you'd have a bit of a laugh at my expense.
Tom, this is getting us nowhere. Waiting for you, it makes absolutely no odds. You take a breathalyzer test and you're over the limit. Now let's just see how far, shall we? Smoked in the last 5 minutes?
No.
When did you last have an alcoholic drink?
14:10.
Have you used a mouthwash or a spray in the last 20 minutes?
No.
Required to provide 2 specimens of breath for analysis by means of an approved device. The specimen with the lower proportion of alcohol in your breath will be used as evidence, and the other will be disregarded. I must warn you that failure to provide any one of these specimens may render you liable to prosecution. Do you agree to provide 2 specimens of breath for analysis?
Yes.
Now take a deep breath and then blow continuously through the mouthpiece until told to stop. Between 30 and 50 is something of a grey area where a blood test will be needed to determine the actual quantity of alcohol. Anything over 50...
And I lose my job, right? Listen, I tried my hardest.
I'm not sure what you're alluding to, Tom.
While Scannell were using this nick, Sergeant Terry Coles used one of our prisoners as a punch bag. Now, you know I was quite happy to let it go. Terry's a good sergeant.
Hollis was a good sergeant.
Yeah. I didn't want to see Coles get done. You were there. I tried to cover for him. It was Peters who pushed me into a corner.
I remember, sir.
I still fail to see what this has got to do with you having one too many.
I would have let it go, but Peters insisted. Last twist, I was put in an impossible position.
Let's see. Like the blow into there, sir. Stop blowing, sir. Once more, please. And stop, please. $52. There's no arguing with that, is there? Look, this has got nothing to do with Coles. You've been caught. It's unlucky. I can understand you being upset about the fact, but I don't like these implications of revenge and vendetta. That's not how we operate, Tom.
They were vandalising council property, sir. You was the one who stuck.
Look, we won't charge you in here, not in front of this lot.
I want to talk to Twist.
You went down the
What for?
Just get him.
It wouldn't do you any good.
Please.
He's the one who had the teachers covered in it.
Yeah, all right, I'll see what I can do.
It wasn't me, it was them!
All right, ladies! Let's take it down to a screen. Did you hear me?
Thank you. Won't be a moment, ladies.
I never did them fall at you. My husband's here.
Yes, Matt's here, sir. Got a prisoner down here who'd very much like a word.
Get in, will ya?
Come on, where is he?
Good afternoon, Tom. You wanted a word?
Alone, preferably.
Think I can manage that? Tea?
Thanks.
Make that two. Not too milky. You have to teach them everything these days. I hear you've been celebrating.
It's got nothing to do with that, and you know it.
All I know is the facts. Positive breath test. 52 on the old clapometer, and didn't he do well?
Terry Coles was a mate of mine. I was going to buy a car off him.
Won't be needing it now, will you?
You know what I'm saying? I would never want a fellow officer to be charged and thrown out of the force for some silly mistake.
Is that right?
I had a drink, and I've got caught. I accept that an officer has to do his duty and report it, but when it comes to ruining a man's life, a fellow officer's, I mean, it can't be right, not for one silly little mistake.
Listen, Tom, you know me. I like things to be clear. Facts. A man is caught driving whilst over the limit. End of story.
There's more to it than that, and you know it.
So let me remind you of a few key phrases. Without fear or affection, malice or ill will.
This could be the end of my career.
When a man breaks the law, I don't ask if he'll get into serious trouble for being caught. That's not my job.
And rules can't be changed just because that man happens to be a sergeant in the police force.
I'll lose my job.
That's not for me to say.
Oh, come on, you know the score. I'm over the limit, I'm caught, I get charged, I go to court, I lose my licence, I lose my job.
As I say, my responsibility, like all police officers, is to prevent, detect, catch and charge. We're not judge, jury and executioners as well, thank God.
Then why were two of your officers waiting outside the leather bottle?
Waiting?
Yes, waiting.
What would they be waiting for?
Me or Peters.
To do what?
They knew about Cryer's celebration. They knew we'd all be down there having a drink, and they went there to wait for one of us to come out and pull us in.
What are you trying to say, Tom?
I'm saying that this stinks of a setup.
Does it now? Two police officers see a car leaving a pub. They suspect the driver may have been drinking. They notice a brake light isn't working. They stop the driver and breathalyze him. He fails, and they bring him in.
A setup? Sounds more like good policing to me, Tom.
Calm down.
Keep the noise down! The force has changed, Tom, since we first joined.
All for 1.5 pints.
Makes no difference how much. You phoned Sunhill?
I did.
I thought they'd be storming the place by now.
How'd you know who I phoned?
I know everything, it's my job.
Then you know it was a setup.
What you don't seem to understand, Tom, or rather what you don't want to understand, is that it doesn't matter whether you were set up or not. What does matter is that you're being caught. And now you're going to be charged.
Let's get it over with, shall we?
Well, I'll get a present, Soch.
Oh, yeah, Tom.
Hurry up, Bob, the meter's ticking over.
Can't avoid it. It's a messy business.
And why do it?
Tom?
So that's Hollis in Panda 2. Yes, Quinnan.
Sarge.
Beat 5.
Why, Sarge?
Stanton Young, which is Young.
Me, Skip.
Station officer. Right, that's it. Have a good one.
He won't last.
No way.
I don't know, having Penny here doing his little pieces.
Yeah, well, better get used to it.
It's done today, didn't he?
That's right.
Well, sorry for the miserable git.
Stress isn't like chicken pox. I can't say that it's cleared up. You're fit now. It's a matter of whether you feel able to cope.
I didn't come here for the psychiatric social work, thanks. Am I still signed off sick or not?
If you're not fit for work, you're not fit to stand trial.
In the old days of capital punishment, you had to be certified healthy before they topped you. No, I want this over and done with. Put me down as fit and well.
All right, that's your choice. I also want you to think about the future.
Yeah, that'll keep me cheerful.
No, I mean after the trial. In my opinion, you never really recovered from the shock and stress of your gunshot injury. If it comes to it, I'd be quite willing to write to your chief medical officer, recommending that you be allowed to resign on medical grounds.
Yeah, that'll put me in the waste bin with no embarrassment for the job, won't it?
Someone should have a word with Penny. Express our sympathy, let him know that our thoughts are with him. It also might be helpful to sound him out, tactfully, about what he intends to do in the event of a conviction.
Which is inevitable, barring a miracle.
See if you can fit in a visit later this morning, will you?
Me?
Yes, Derek.
Write your answer.
Yes?
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Penny.
Yes?
Oh, Reg Hollis, a colleague of your husband's. He's probably mentioned me.
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Well, anyway, can I have a word with him?
All right, you better come in.
Oh, thank you.
We just got back from the doctor's.
Oh, really? It's a terrible thing, stress. My God, I know. I've had some.
I'll call him. Tom? Tom?
What is it?
There's someone to see you.
That's truth.
Morning, Sarge. Good to see you.
What do you want?
Oh, well, just a chat. See how you're getting on. All the boys and girls down at the station have been asking.
Thank you, Wendy.
Would Mr. Hollis like a cup of tea or...
Oh,
No, he's on duty. He can't stop long. Who sent you?
Oh, no, you got the wrong idea. I come here off my own bat to see if you would like me to be your friend.
Do what?
Well, in the technical sense. See, you're entitled to have a friend, as they say, representing and advising you at the inquiry.
What inquiry?
Well, disciplinary, into your criminal conviction.
I haven't been tried yet, Hollis.
That was a fair point. But I mean, driving over the limit, well, it's pretty much open and shut, isn't it?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, well, I don't have to tell you, do I? How many get off these days since they got the intoximeter business sorted out?
Right, thank you for your interest, Hollis. I won't keep you from your duties.
Yeah, well, naturally you want a while to think about it, but I'd be happy to make myself available as your representative. I mean, as a Federation man, I've got a lot of experience of, you know...
Can I speak frankly, man to man?
Certainly. That is my whole point. Feel free.
Sod off. If I need a representative, a friend, I'll choose one appropriate to my rank and experience in the force.
Yeah, well, you're under a lot of pressure at the moment, Skip, I can see that. So I won't take offence. And my offer still holds. If you need my help...
I'll jump in front of a tube train.
Well, it's the idea of interviewing him, so if Hammersmith want him, they can have him.
Right. See you later, gents.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye. He won't last.
No, he's a good geezer, though.
Yeah, but he's been pushing paper too long.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to Tom Penny yet?
No, I keep meaning to, but...
Yeah.
Have you been in touch?
No, well, we're not big mates, really.
Well, I'm not his big mate.
Yeah, but you go back a long way, Bob. I mean, you and Tom Penny...
Yeah, I suppose I do.
Coffee for Mr. Conway, Wendy. I'll have one too.
Thanks.
Sit down, sir.
No uniforms, no rank, Tom. I just want to talk to you man to man.
How does that, is it?
But we're not talking villainy here. We're talking alcohol in the blood. No accident, no damage, nothing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, say you've got a driving job, HGV, whatever, you lose your licence for being over the limit. You can sign on with your band, but you can still go back to it after.
This is a man's career down the tubes.
Well, he's committed a criminal offence. You can't have one law for us and one for the public.
Get some service in, Phil, then tell us all about it, eh?
You talk about Penny?
Yeah. You're supposed to be the voice of the downtrodden masses. What do you reckon?
Well, as a matter of fact, I've consulted with the unfortunate officer himself this very morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's he going to do?
Well, as you will all understand, it was in the nature of a confidential consultation between the accused party and his advisor.
Don't be a ponce, Reg. What's he doing? Putting his hands up?
Well, I'll say this, merely as a personal expression of opinion. In my view, if there was any justice, Penny wouldn't be convicted.
And how'd you make that out?
Not guilty, by reason of insanity.
Please, yes.
If there's anything else.
Thanks, Wendy, thanks.
Yes, Wendy, thank you.
Look, it goes without saying that everybody at Sun Hill's totally gutted on your behalf, Tom. I hope you know that.
Yeah, well, there but for the grace of God, I suppose. I've said it myself often enough.
Yeah, well, there is that, certainly. But there's more to it than that. The circumstances were particularly regrettable.
Regrettable? I was the victim of a criminal conspiracy. I mean, there's no misunderstanding about that, is there? I reported a Barton Street officer for assaulting a prisoner. That officer was subsequently shown to be corrupt. Barton Street officers then put me in the frame as an act of revenge.
Tom, you were stopped on a moving traffic offence. You were breathalyzed, you were over the limit. You're guilty.
That's the official version, eh? All neat and tidy, get rid of the rotten apple, everything in the garden's lovely.
Nobody's happy about this.
But we have to limit the damage, don't we? What did Charlie Brownlow say? Just pop round Derek, have a word, make sure he's going to do the decent thing?
No, not at all. Look, please, Tom. Whatever you feel like now, you've got to give serious, sensible thought to what's going to happen after the trial.
Because you've all made up your minds I'm guilty.
Look, it doesn't matter whether we think you're Lord Lucan or Shirley Temple. There's going to be a chief inspector and his bagman from complaints at the trial. If you're convicted, there'll be an inquiry and you'll be required to resign. We can't stop that.
If people could see the speed and enthusiasm with which police officers wash their hands, they'd never call us pigs.
Tastes like that, right? These, aren't they?
They're the best, them coxes.
You really get your teeth in them, can't you?
Yeah, what I say.
All well, Loxton? Yes, Sarge. Just having a word to Albert here about, school kids.
Little devils, you got your eyes in the back of your head round here.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, well, not a lot we can do about it, of course, short of catching them at it.
Well, you got your hands full, mate. I
Yeah,
tell
we
you.
have that. We have indeed. It's tough on the streets, as they say. Right, I'll carry on, Garfield. Keeping your ear to the ground. I'm all for it.
Yes, Sarge.
He's new, isn't he?
He's not an easy man to talk to at the best of times. He does realise there's a sensible way of handling this in his own interests.
Oh, he knows whether he'll act on it.
Thank you.
Anything to drink, sir?
Oh, yes, a glass of dry white wine to go down very nicely. And an orange juice for my colleague. He's driving.
Wendy.
Come in.
Can you cope with this?
Who else is going to? It's Bob.
Tom? All right.
I'll,
Those slags at Barton Street have shafted you good and proper, mate. I'm sorry.
Want a beer? Now, don't worry, I'm not going to get legless and do a Technicolor yawn all over the bench.
All right, just the one.
I'll take your coat off, eh?
Oh, I hope you don't mind. Well, I know you will mind because you're a stroppy individual. But I've been doing a bit of homework.
On what?
Your entitlements.
Stuff my entitlements.
Just a minute. Look, you got 25 years in, right? You resign as a sergeant, you qualify for full pension.
I wasn't pissed that afternoon, Bob.
I know that.
I was as safe as 90% of the people on the road.
Sure.
I'm not going to take it lying down, I can tell you.
How do you mean?
Oh, I know the form, all right. In and out of court in double quick time, plea of guilty, fine, disqualification, resign on medical grounds. Keep the dirt under the carpet.
You're saying there's an alternative?
I know I'll end up getting kicked into the gutter, but I'm going to go down fighting.
How? A floor show in court?
That's how you want to put it?
Tom, what's the point? How can you plead not guilty?
How can the slags we deal with every day plead not guilty?
Driving over the limit isn't like other crimes. It's not about your state of mind, what your intentions were. There's no room for blowing smoke. In driving over the limit, guilt is a fact of biochemistry.
You're just like all the others. You want me to curl up and die?
No, I just want you to stop looking up your own orifice and deal with the real world.
You mean I have to go crawling after a medical discharge? Along with all the old toe rags who've been cop-taking backhanders?
No, not like them. You're entitled to it. Tom, you haven't been a fully fit man since the shooting.
Oh, yeah, throw that back in my face. Tom Penny wasn't up to the job.
In my opinion, Tom, the job has been getting on top of you in all sorts of ways, and everyone knows it but you. Now look, if you do not resign on medical grounds, you'll force them to sack you. Then what are your references going to look like when you go for another job?
What other job? I spent my adult life as a copper. What else can I do?
Look, with decent references, you could walk into a security firm tomorrow.
Security? That bloody shower? I've spent my career locking up the kind of scum who get jobs with security firms.
There are lots of respectable outfits. There's a lot of ex-job people in them.
Is that supposed to be an attraction?
All right. Apart from another job, if you force them to sack you, they do not have to pay you your full pension.
Anything to keep the skeletons safe in the cupboard. That's what it comes down to.
Be realistic, Tom.
God almighty, Bob, where's the justice?
Justice? Oh, come on. You're a bit old to believe in Father Christmas, ain't you?
Tom Penny.
Yes?
Chief Inspector Duras. Complaint.
Sir?
This is my Sergeant, Billy Tanner.
Tom? Mr. Tanner?
You understand why we're here?
Yes, sir.
We'll need to speak to you after the hearing, and once we know the verdict.
I realise that, sir.
See you later, then. Chin up.
Look, I understand your disappointment,
Well, of course the bastard beat believe the lying bastard pigs, didn't he?
One of the matter is...
Jury wouldn't have.
You're on, mate. You know the drill.
Stand up, Mr. Penny.
On 14th of September at Ariel Way, you did drive a motor vehicle on a road after consuming so much alcohol that the proportion thereof in your breath exceeded the prescribed limit. Contrary to Section 5, subsection 1 of the Road Traffic Act 1988, and Schedule 2 to the Road Traffic Offenders Act, 1988. Do you understand the charge? How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Do you have your driving license?
Sit down.
The facts in this case are that on the day of the 14th of September, Constables Wheeler and Alexander of Barton Street Police Station observed the accused driving a motor vehicle with a defective rear brake light. When they stopped the vehicle and questioned him, they found that his breath smelt of alcohol, and they required him to provide a breath test. When this proved positive, he was arrested and taken to Barton Street Police Station, where the intoximeter reading showed that the blood alcohol level in his breath was 52 micrograms in 100 millilitres of breath.
Stand up.
Do you wish to address the bench before sentence is pronounced?
Yes, please, Your Worship. Although I have been found guilty, there are certain aspects to the background to this case which I feel should be brought out into the light of day.
Yes, Mr. Penny.
I would just like to say that I had been under considerable stress at the time of this incident. I've been receiving medical treatment over a long period. However, this in no way excuses my foolish and irresponsible behaviour, which I deeply regret. It has never happened before, and it will not happen again.
Stand up. You will be fined £300 and disqualified from driving for 12 months. Can you pay that now?
Yes.
You may leave the court.
That completes the list, Your Worship.
Tom, there's some forms I've got to serve on you, which include formal notification that a disciplinary inquiry will be held into your criminal conviction.
I understand that, sir.
We'll be in touch when we need to talk to you. Bye for now, then. Sorry about this, mate.
News about Penny put the mockers on the whole relief this morning. Could tell that.
Yeah, well, it's bound to. Bit of news like that. Though not entirely unexpected.
Of course, I realise I'm not going to fill Sergeant Penny's shoes right away. It's a matter of earning trust and respect.
Yes, sir.
But I hope one day you'll all feel about me the same way you felt about Tom Penny.
Oh, yeah? Well, you never know your luck.
It's an old Audi, actually.
Right. And the year?
1987.
They've changed the code, Sarge, since...
I've made an appointment to see Mr. Brownlow.
Yeah, right. How you doing?
I'll manage. Have to, won't I?
Right, sorry, sir.
Hello, Sarge.
Well, she's not the same, is she? Hello, Tom. It's good to see you, mate.
Tom?
Alec?
Yeah, well, all the best. I've got to catch up with you later, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you must come over, Tom. Bring Willie over for a meal.
No, you must come to us.
Yeah, we'll get in touch. We'll sort something out, eh?
Yeah.
Hello, Tom. Come in. Do take a seat. Tom, on a personal note, I'd like to begin by expressing my profound regret at this turn of events. In my opinion, the force owes you a great debt for the service and indeed the sacrifice you've shown it over the years.
Thank you, sir.
Look, as you probably know, you're entitled to be represented by a friend at the disciplinary hearing.
Yes, I'm aware of that, sir.
I'd be more than happy to act in that capacity if you'd like me to.
It's a very generous thought, sir.
Well, I mean, you can think about it when you're considering your options.
In fact, that won't be necessary, sir. I'm submitting my resignation from the force on medical grounds. My doctor will be in communication with the Chief Medical Officer to give him the full details.
Well, of course, I can't prejudge the outcome of the disciplinary hearing under the circumstances.
No, I realise that, sir.
And given all the relevant facts, providing the Chief Medical Officer's satisfied, I can't see they'll want to take the matter any further. In which case, I can confidently say that you'll leave the force with excellent testimonials as to your character and your conduct.
Thank you, sir.
Tunics. Tunics too. Of course, you're browned off now. Can't imagine life without the job.
What do you know about it?
I see it all the time. Nobody really leaves, you know.
Eh?
Once a copper, always a copper. It's a state of mind.
Let's get this over, shall we?
Well, you may not believe me, but you'll see. In the years to come, you'll keep in touch. You know what all your mates are doing. Who's been promoted, who's got transferred. You'll sit at home thinking about them all getting on with the job. In my experience, blokes invariably lose their helmet, stick and whistle.
Well, I haven't.
Souvenirs, if you know what I mean. Mementos of your police service.
Stuff 'em. Make it easy on yourself. Start with the whistle and work upwards.
All right, that's the beats. Now, French. You hear French?
Sarge.
Good. You're attached to LIO. Ackland, also station officer. Ackland.
Should still be under CID.
CID? Not down here, you sure about that? All right, that's enough hilarity. Is she here or isn't she?
Look, can you drop me off at the police station?
You done anything wrong, love?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have.
You got 5 minutes, Gov?
Sure, Alistair, pull up a chair.
It's about this fraud. Mr. Khan and Daisy Daydream Dresses.
Right.
I thought I'd run it past you because it's a bit complicated and I want to make sure that we're moving on the right lines.
Kiting checks, isn't he?
Well, that's only part of it.
We'll get it sorted out. It's about time we had a chat anyway, Alistair.
Gov?
Got to keep close to the troops. That's what goes wrong with police management. We lose sight of what's going down at the sharp end.
Yeah, I suppose there's always a danger of that.
I mean, I've been trying to change the way we operate in CID. But without feedback from forward-looking officers like yourself, I'm working in the dark. So, how do you feel about the way things have been going around here lately? Goes without saying, you can speak freely.
Well, in my view, we're moving in a very positive direction.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, June. Take a seat.
Look, if it's about this morning, I'm sorry, I already told the skipper. Well, there's no excuse.
No, I'm not going to make a song and dance about it, June. By the way, would you like a cup of tea, coffee?
No, thanks.
Sure. As I say, while lateness is never to be condoned, I know it's quite out of character in an officer of your experience and professionalism. And that makes me wonder if, well, there might be any problems of a personal nature, putting you off your stroke a bit.
Just because I overslept? Once?
No, but, well, I have to keep my ear to the ground or I wouldn't be doing my job.
Yeah, canteen gossip.
More than just gossip, June. All I'm asking is, are there any matters troubling you that you feel you want to tell me about?
No.
Well, that's it then. But if you change your mind, the door's always open.
Thank you, sir.
And what's really remarkable is we've come so far so quickly.
If I'd said when I first came here, we'll have Frank Burnside coming to meetings with detailed budgets for his operations.
I'd never have believed it.
And Ted Roach, beavering away on the Beat Crime Liaison Committee. Well, I know he hates it, but the thing is, he's doing a really good job.
We all still talk as if our snouts and our street cred are all that matters, but we're actually paying attention to the paperwork these days.
And it's the paperwork that makes a good result stand up in court.
Absolutely.
I suppose you knew all about this.
I don't think I knew any more about the Ray situation than you did, sir.
Well, one doesn't like to give credence to mere rumours.
And my view entirely.
Well, it's out of our hands now.
Yeah. It's gone bent with a vengeance, this one is.
There'll be blood on the walls, I'm sad to say.
If you don't mind me asking, Gov, how do you see your career developing after Sun Hill?
I've made some useful contacts at area. I think the major incident team's a logical step up. And if I go that route, well, I'll be bringing on right-thinking officers. Depend on that, Alistair.
So?
But there's plenty of work to be done at Sun Hill till then. DCRA. Yeah, I'm due to meet with the Chief Super this afternoon, Marianne. Well, if it's urgent, I'll be right along. Got to see the old man.
We never actually got round to the fraud.
Tell you what, Alistair, if it's complicated, lay it on a flowchart. Use different coloured inks. Always makes a good impression. June. Look, I'm sorry about last night. I couldn't get away.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And I couldn't phone. Angela was around.
Yeah, that's all right. I thought something must have happened. Don't worry about it.
It would look really odd if I'd have made a call and not told her who it was.
Relax, Gordon. I know this game, remember? It's par for the course. Big girls don't cry.
We'll fix something up.
Sure.
Well, you know, like I say, Delia, if you have any problems, don't be afraid to ask, because there aren't many angles I can't get my head round.
Oh, yeah. Take my tip, girl. You want to know something? You talk to the engine driver, not the oily rag. I don't know about you, Dave.
What's that?
Well, as luck would have it, I have never actually had a relationship with
What, a woman? Well, go for it, Ron. You know, change is as good as a rest.
I won't beat about the bush, Gordon. There's no way of wrapping this one up. You're being transferred.
What?
Effective from next Monday, your new post will be Chief Instructor, CID Training School.
Will it hell?
You're not being asked to vote on it, Gordon. You're being told a fact. Look, I know this comes at you out of the blue, but...
This comes straight off the wall. I came to this station at your invitation, sir, and knocked a bunch of cowboys into something resembling a criminal investigation department.
Nobody is denying your...
I've hardly started and now I'm being kicked into touch.
Nobody is denying your contribution to the effectiveness and efficiency of this division. Sadly, that's not the only consideration.
What am I supposed to make of that?
Don't play games, Gordon. You know perfectly well what I'm talking about. You've been having an affair with the WPC. You can hardly imagine something like that stays a secret.
With all due respect, sir, I don't intend to discuss my private life with you. I'd like to know what disciplinary offence I've committed.
You haven't committed a disciplinary offence.
Then why am I being punished?
You're being transferred, not punished.
Don't insult my intelligence, sir.
I would have thought that somebody with your commitment to training and innovation would see great opportunities in being an instructor.
That's not the point. It takes me out of line operationally, which means I'm off the promotion ladder.
Look, this whole business is a matter of great regret to me, Gordon. But it's been settled from above. There's nothing I can do about it.
If you think I'm just going to roll over for this, then you're making a mistake.
We'll talk about this later when you're in control of your temper, all right?
Just one question, sir.
Yes?
Is it too late to take up your kind offer and learn the funny handshake?
I'll do you the courtesy of ignoring that remark.
I could have sworn we had a set of coloured felt tip pens.
Well, we haven't. Nor have we got any plasticine or jigsaw puzzles, neither. This is supposed to be a CID office, not a preschool playgroup.
I'm just trying to find a clear and helpful way to present some complicated information.
Well, ask Viv. She might lend you a needle and cotton. You can embroider it on your sporran.
Lay off, Gov.
Stone, eh?
Is that a DCI?
I wonder what's wrong with him. Alistair,
You didn't forget to warm the box seat for him this morning.
I hope this is business, Gordon. It's very embarrassing being... What's the matter?
Brownlow's trying to give me the elbow.
What do you mean?
Just told me I'm being transferred. Sidelined into CID training school, which would mean I've done my legs as far as promotion's concerned.
Not because of me. They can't do that.
You know the job. They think they can do what they bloody like.
But it's stupid.
The brass can tolerate these things as long as there's no fuss, but for some reason it's become an embarrassment. They can't cope with that.
Well, they won't have to cope with it. What's the point of blowing it up now when it's practically over? Oh, don't look at me like that. You know it's true. How often have we seen each other in the last few weeks?
It's been difficult.
It's been difficult because you're not prepared to be a bastard to your wife and children. I'm not asking you to be. There's no future in it.
I never meant to mess you about,
That's
June.
all right. When you've had your candy floss, all you're left with is the stick. I found that out years ago. The point is, they're creating more problems by splitting us up than by letting things be.
Yeah, but they don't understand that.
Well, tell Brownlow it's all over.
Maybe. You know what it's like making this outfit admit a mistake.
You are going to fight this, aren't you, Gordon? It's your career on the line.
I'll give them a run for their money, but what I need to know is who's grassed on us.
Everybody knew.
Yeah, but some interfering prat's gone out of his way to make an issue of it.
How do they launder the cheques then?
That'll be in red.
Mhm.
I've only done the green and blue bit so far.
But you've got cheques going in there in green ink and coming out there in blue.
No. Those are the checks from the building society accounts, not from the customers. Whereas these... Actually, you're right. That was only a draft.
So, your Form 78 records the juvenile offence. Then, depending on what action is going to be taken...
You want a Form 70 if he's appearing in court, or a Form 74 if it's a formal caution.
Yeah.
But all this is down to the youth and community section, who would not be handling it here.
No. But I'm telling you about it because you can never know too much about how the system works.
But I already know about all this from doing the typing.
Well, you're obviously an exceptionally alert and observant girl, Delia. Very promising policeman-like qualities. Well, policewoman-like.
Yeah, well, wouldn't it save time if I ask you when I don't know something?
Yes, yeah, but don't be shy, Delia.
I will do my best.
Monroe blew it up. Why? What have I done to him?
Oh, he's got a thing about affairs between officers. He tried to give me the old Dutch uncle routine this morning. It was like watching a gorilla doing brain surgery.
Would he grass on you?
Who else? I'm going to see him about it.
Don't dig yourself in it, June.
Look, I'm already in it. Monroe's my governor. He shouldn't pull a stroke like this. You said your door was always open, sir.
Yes, of course, June.
I decided I would like a discussion of a purely personal nature, strictly between these walls.
Man to man, eh?
Let's see if either of us qualifies, shall we?
You heard the latest? Go on. DCI's got binned. What for going OTS? Done his legs.
Hope it was worth it.
Since you took over this relief, you've established yourself as a petty-minded, rule-bound little Hitler with all the warmth and humour of a rusted-up Dalek. Yeah, well, that's fair enough. We can live with that if we have to. But there's a bottom line in this job, and that's loyalty. Ours to you and yours to us. All right, we can step out of line and you can give us grief and we'll swallow it and try and do better. But what you don't do is grass on us. That way you'll be giving the orders and nobody will be listening.
I think there's some misunderstanding.
No, there's been no misunderstanding. Earlier on, you tried to stick your nose into my affairs and I wasn't having any of it. The next thing I hear, Gordon Ray's career's been blown out of the water.
Well, that's the first I've heard.
Oh, really? Oh, well, congratulations. You must be really pleased with yourself. It's not often a relief inspector gets the chance to knock a high-flying DCI off his perch. Carver notching your truncheon.
June, this was none of my doing. I quite understand that you're in an emotional state about...
Emotional state? What do you put this down to, PMT?
Let me finish, please. I'll tell you what this morning was all about. You know Bob Eady?
Area training unit, yeah.
He's an old mate of mine. He told me about the interview training course you were on. He said remarks were made during the course and in the pub after, suggesting you were under a lot of pressure as a result of this relationship with the DCI. I felt it was my duty to say something to you. I didn't enjoy it, and I obviously made a pills of it. But you're a great asset to this relief, and I couldn't just stand by without asking if you needed help.
So then you go and blow it up to Brownlow?
No, I didn't.
I don't believe you.
What more can I say?
Like I said, you've done a lot to make yourself unpopular on this relief. But you did have respect. We never took you for a liar.
Hey, do you remember Linda, that WPC, Youth and Community section? Eh?
Not half.
Well, she gave up on the canteen and dining when she turned vegetarian. They couldn't accommodate her.
Linda was vegetarian?
Yeah. Couldn't touch meat.
Thought I was a pickle cucumber.
Yeah? Well, stuff your boxy shop!
We want a drink? We'll have one in your scabby shop or anywhere else, you scumbags!
Sierra Oscar 595 receiving.
Keep still!
Of course, there might be some questions that come up that cannot be fully explored within the confines of the Nick. I mean, I won't begrudge spending a bit of extra time, informally, so to speak, perhaps over a drink.
Yeah. Thanks, Ron. That'd be nice.
Oh.
There was one thing I wanted to ask.
And what's that, Delia?
What does OTS mean? And what's it do to your legs?
You sure this is kosher?
Detective training school effective next Monday.
What a joker. Bit gutty for you, Alistair. All that time you've put in on your knees.
Actually, I think it's very bad news for this Nick. Oh well. Back to the Stone Age, eh, Gov?
Derek.
We should have a chat, Gordon.
You know what's happened?
Middle of the yarder. Makes sense, yeah?
Hello, CID. No, DS Greg's left the office. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, look, that's all great to me, pal. I'm not up to speed on that. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll tell him when he gets back. All right? Cheers. Pillock.
Oh, I'll take this now. I before E, except after C.
Yes, sir.
This arise out of the demonstration?
No, we nicked a juvenile for criminal damage. Had a mate with him was on his toes. The kid we nicked won't grass up the other one. Just goes to show, sir. There's slags and there's slags.
Look, everybody at Sun Hill knew you were going over the side with Ackland. But we all turned a blind eye as long as you didn't do it in the street and frighten the horses.
Till Munro heard heavenly voices telling him to stamp out sin.
No, it wasn't Munro. You weren't blown out from inside the Nick Gordon.
Yeah, but you've got to say that, haven't you, Derek? I mean, you and Brownlow have got to look each other in the eyes next time you roll up your trouser legs together.
Look, we can stop this conversation right now. It's no skin off my nose. But it's your backside I'm trying to keep off the bacon slicer.
All right. What do you say happened?
Your old lady was the social services representative on a panel debating the care and resettlement of young offenders, right?
Yeah?
Well, the police spokesman was our new Deputy Assistant Commissioner. Fresh from the turnip fields, wants to give us all a short back and sides. Well, it seems your missus had a word with him about the state of affairs at Sun Hill.
But she doesn't know.
She knows more than you think, mate.
God, I thought I'd had the bad news.
So, this morning, Brownlow gets a phone call passing on the DAC's surprise that he was unaware of the hanky-panky going on in his division and telling him about your transfer. It was never in Brownlow's hands, Gordon, and there's nothing he can do to square it up.
Why didn't Brownlow tell me this?
He didn't give him much chance, by all accounts. And besides that, I don't suppose he wants the world to know he's been getting grief from above.
Here, Ron. How'd you get on then?
How do you mean?
Delia. You asked her out yet?
Don't be daft.
Go on, mate. Get stuck in. I reckon you're on a racing certainty now.
I was just joking, Quinlan. Just having a bit of harmless fun. Now, you bear that in mind and button your lip on the subject.
All right. Sorry I spoke.
Yeah, well... foolish talk can cause a lot of grief in this job.
So, even if I point out that the affair's over...
Too late, mate. The damage has been done. Look, it got out into the open. You did the one thing that can't be forgiven.
I got caught.
Yeah. So complaining and explaining will just stop it being forgotten. That's why I say don't tell Ackland. I mean, you know what she's like. And if she thought the DAC was responsible, she's quite capable of picketing his office, demonstrating about justice.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing we want. Look, I'll give you my advice. Take your punishment, keep your head down, give it a year or two, and you could be back on the inside track.
I appreciate what you're saying, Derek, but I still think I'd have survived at Sun Hill if I'd been trained to be cautious.
Look, you can believe what you like about the Masons, Gordon, but with this DAC in the saddle, you could be on handshaking terms with Almighty God, and it still wouldn't do you any good.
I'll give you a lift. It's a bit late to be worried now, one way or another.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Have you been back to Brownlow?
Yes. Derek Conway smoothed the path with his inimitable skill at human relations.
Did you tell him it was all over between us? So there was no need for your transfer?
That wasn't the agenda, June. We were talking about the nuts and bolts of my leaving the office. The smooth handover of power.
Yeah, well, if you won't tell him, I will.
No, you won't. You'll drop it. Please. For my sake and yours. There's no point you sticking your head in the frame for this one. They're not gunning for you.
But it's wrong.
Leave it, June. The less said, the better.
You've been squared up, haven't you?
I've become aware that discretion is the better part of valour on this one.
Yeah, well, it's not just down to you. You know, I'm the one who's had to put up with the gossip and the snide remarks, and I'm the one who's been grassed on by my governor. I've got a say in this.
The Monroe business, apparently he had nothing to do with it.
Oh, like hell.
You can think what you like, June, but I'm biting the bullet on this one and keeping stum, and I'd like you to do the same.
Stop the car.
June.
Stop the bloody car.
Messy business, Derek.
I think we managed to contain the damage.
Yeah. I wouldn't be 100% sure we've heard the last of it in every particular.
Well, these things rumble on for a while. Eventually the troops settle down and see sense.
There is one unfortunate side effect I should mention. There's a feeling in some quarters that to get on in a senior position at Sun Hill, you've got to be on the square.
Well, you and I can deny that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, well, we would say that, wouldn't we? I mean, that's what might be said by a critical outsider.
Our new DCI will put an end to all that nonsense.
Not a Mason.
Not a man.
Kim Reed from the fraud squad. Very able officer.
Well, at least having a woman in the post means we won't have to go through today's unpleasantness again. Unless we really...
Well, I don't care whether it's the responsibility of the environmental health officer or the cleansing department. I want action. Yes, I'll hold the line. Hello? Well, as I keep explaining to your colleagues, I am about to set off for work. I have 3 cubic yards of horse manure in my driveway and I want it shifted.
Come in, Alistair.
You wanted a word?
Yeah, I've been sorting out these files and I realised we never had a chat about your fraud case, Mr. Khan and Daisy Daydream Dresses.
You don't want to worry about that, Gov. You've got enough on your plate getting packed up and handing over.
No, I said I'd talk to you about it, and I don't like to leave any loose ends if I can help it.
Well, actually, I'd quite like to check over the file again myself and then run it past the new DCI. Well, I mean, you know, she'll be in charge if this thing turns out to be a runner. And she's just come from fraud squad, so she'll be up to speed.
So what's your mystery man got to say about these suits?
According to a reliable source, the consignment of 200 suits that went missing from the warehouse has been broken down into smaller batches. Some are available on our ground, if you know the right people.
So who are the right people?
That I don't know.
One thing about this snout of yours, Michael.
What's that?
He doesn't overwhelm you with facts, does he?
Most of my jobless checks and most of my cash.
Oh, now the police
The police are doing everything they can, sir. But I must pay the balance due on my air ticket within the hour to ensure my planes are the flight.
I don't know what you advise here.
Sir, if I could leave with you these most personal, vital papers and security, I guess I've already sent you a loan.
Where's your phone, please, love? Yeah. Cheers. Oh, and a round of bacon, lettuce and tomato on brown to go.
What are A-Relief up to, Derek?
Late turn, they'll be in this afternoon, sir.
Yes, I know that. I mean, what are they up to? There's something going on, isn't there? I don't want it getting out of hand.
Andy Monroe hasn't said anything to me.
Well, he wouldn't, would he? Not if there weren't email.
Well, if there is anything of that nature, I'm sure he'd prefer to deal with it in his own way. That's usually the best solution.
Yes, up to a point. I don't want any damn nonsense.
No. Haven't seen the new DCI yet, is she here?
No, she'll be in later on. She was called to a meeting at area this morning.
With the Deputy Assistant Commissioner?
Yes.
Is that going to happen a lot, then? Meetings between her and the DAC?
Well, she's very well thought of at senior level. She's an asset to the division.
Or the DAC's asset in our division?
Having secured my air ticket, I will then go to the High Commission, who will advance me the necessary funds to repay your good self. Until then, you have in your possession all of my essential documentation.
Well, I would like to help.
Excuse me, I'm Detective Chief Inspector Reed's son here. I'd like you to answer a few questions. You're under arrest. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you do say may be given in evidence. You're nicked, mate.
Yeah. Hello, Frank.
Ready for the off, then?
Yeah, just about.
Well, I just wanted to wish you all the best. 1-to-1, on a personal level.
Thank you. That's appreciated.
I don't mind telling you, I've learnt a few things since you've been here.
Yeah, me too.
No, seriously. You've sharpened up my game.
Sounds like I've got a lot to answer for. Come in.
Sorry to interrupt. Just thought you might like to know the new DCI's on her way in.
So, what are we all supposed to do? Get down on our hands and knees?
No, Gov. The thing is, she's bringing in a prisoner. She's nicked this bloke in the street.
Strictly speaking, so they don't have to be here for another 5 minutes.
Well, that's not the way we do things, Bob.
No, sir. They ought to be here.
If they want to work to rule, they'll find I know the book a damn sight better than they do.
Right. Right! We move out of here in 3 minutes on my signal.
The fertiliser photos are on their way round. What are we going for tonight?
We need to get inside his car. Check whether he's located the mackerel.
So, it's the fingerprint ink round the steering wheel, or the knickers?
Let's do the knickers.
OK.
Remember, whoever plants the knickers, they've got to make sure that they pull the passenger seat forward so that when his missus gets in...
She pulls it back again and the evidence is revealed.
Look, this is stupid. If I'd have wanted to put on a uniform and mess people about, I'd have got a job on the railways.
We're doing this on your account, June.
Well, I didn't ask you to. I can fight my own battles.
No, no one can do that. I mean, the only way we're going to tell Munro what we think of him is by closing ranks.
Gentlemen, 60 seconds we are officially on parade. Let us make our way there at a steady pace.
But, officer, I have explained everything I can about the unfortunate personal circumstances which has led me to attempt this most reprehensible deception.
This is not about obtaining pecuniary advantage, Mr. Alina Olu. We just want to know where you got your suit.
My suit?
Uh-huh.
This suit?
Yes. It matches the description of a consignment of suits stolen recently.
Do you think that is why it was so remarkably inexpensive?
I mean, that's how she arrived at the station. With a prisoner and a packet of sandwiches. Now, you've got to admit, that's class.
Yeah, well, I suppose you'll be welling. All the girls together, eh?
Don't start coming all that.
Yeah, but it's got to be good news for you, though, Viv.
Well, you can't assume that. A woman that makes it in a job where there's always been men can end up more chauvinistic than they are. There's plenty of examples of that.
Well, I know someone who won't like taking orders from a woman.
Yeah, Burnside.
I can't wait to see those two get together.
I reckon we should ring the bomb squad now.
Yours.
Right. Let's go the long way round. If members of this relief are winding up their inspector, could you rack your brains for a possible reason why?
Yeah, well, there could be a whole range of regrettable supervisory attitudes at issue.
Such as?
There's things you don't do, right? If someone's going over the side, then maybe it's just their business, or maybe they need a right rollicking. But you don't grass them up for it. That's well out of order.
Right. Well, whatever anybody's grievances are, I want it known that this little campaign has made its point and it's over. Anybody monkeying with an officer's private property is in the frame for a criminal damage charge. And you don't need reminding what that means. Out of the force on your ear roll. Spread the word.
Yeah, but why me?
Because you have the sartorial advantage over Ted and myself, Tosh.
You what?
The thing is, Tosh, you look as if you really need a good suit.
And one that's incredibly cheap.
I think that's about all I can do by way of bringing you up to date, Kim.
Thanks, Gordon. Thanks, that's been very helpful.
I wish I could give you a map of the Sun Hill minefields, but I never had one myself. Goodbye, Kim.
Goodbye, Gordon.
The very best of luck.
Say again, Marika.
Anne's come ward. Talk to the ward sister. She'll give the SC on the woman and the baby.
Okay, understood.
What a prize Pratt he looks. You all set for the knickers?
Yeah.
I don't recall either of you being down for station duties.
Oh, no, sir. It's foot patrol.
Skipper had us in for a word, sir.
Well, you can get out and get on with it now, can't you?
Sir.
She brought him into casualty, thought he was ill. Turned out to be nappy rash, which you'd expect her mother to recognise. Thing is, she's very affectionate with him, but hasn't got the first clue about parenting skills. And she doesn't know who a district nurse was.
So you don't think it's her baby?
We haven't been alerted about any snatchers, but we told her we had to do some tests. Get them both here.
Right.
I was told you could fix me up with a smart whistle.
Well, what were you thinking of spending?
Well, I was told 50.
Possible. I mean, it's a definite maybe.
We are talking designer labels, aren't we? I mean, that's what I was told you got.
No, mate. I haven't got any suits. I'm not into merchandise, not as such. I could make the odd phone call, though. See if I can help you out.
Oh, thanks a lot.
No problem. I'll have a Bacardi and Coke.
Will you?
11 months, eh? Yeah. So when's his birthday?
Well, like 11 months ago.
Yeah, I know that. What about the actual date? Oh, come on. You must know his birthday. Wouldn't you say he's changing now, Donna?
No, he smells like that normally. Don't notice if you have a fag, but they don't let you smoke in here.
Now, you see, Mum, he must be laundering the cash somewhere between here and there before it goes into his wife's account in the Channel Islands. But I'm not sure just how he's doing it.
Yes, Alice, I can see your problem.
I'm not convinced we've got enough to give him a spin. And I don't want to tip him off.
You made a retail purchase from this outfit?
Yes, that's the receipted invoice.
And you reckon he's putting work out to domestic workers as well as the people in his factory?
That's right.
Well, he must be making over 40 grand. I'm way over the VAT limit, but there's no VAT number on this invoice.
But he must be registered.
If he's registered, then it's an offence to leave off the VAT number. Blow it up to customs and excise. They'll be through his front door with axes if there's any nonsense.
I should have thought of the VAT.
Yes, you should.
I don't have time to chat, Bob. Ackland wants me at the hospital.
I just thought you want to know what this nonsense was all about.
I'm quite well aware of what the wind-up's about, thank you very much. They think I grassed on Ackland and Ray's relationship and caused him to be transferred.
Well, if it was made absolutely clear that that wasn't the case...
I told Ackland the truth. She didn't believe me. That's all there is to be said. I'm not about to beg for mercy from that shower. They can keep it up as long as they like. I won't break.
Sir, perhaps there are areas that you could bend just a little...
I realise you've interested yourself in this matter for the very best of motives, Bob, but it's my business and I'll deal with it in my own fashion. I think that closes the subject.
Sir.
Nice collar our new DCI made. Shows she's not just a desk jockey, street smart as well.
Smart? Blind man in a snowstorm could make Johnny Olina Olu as a con artist. We all trip over something once in a while. It's the law of averages.
I don't know, Ted. I think we've got a real live wire on our hands.
I could teach Kim Reed more about the streets in Sun Hill than she could fit in her filofax.
Here we go. I'll tag them on foot and call you round when they're on the premises.
What if they're going to a car?
No, it's not that sort of deal. It'll be local.
I'm taking the chance to have quick, informal chats with as many of our people as possible, Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to talk about individual caseloads or the departmental structure. I just want to get a broader view of Sunhill CID at this stage.
Find out what our philosophy is.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. Does that bother you?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, I had a feeling you might be thinking along those lines. So I've brought in something I've been working on. Could you run it past you now?
Yes, by all means.
It's a research paper on the implications of video-monitored interviews on our work practices.
You are looking ahead.
Well, I know video interviews are only at the pilot stage in the Met so far, but I want us to be ready for when radical change hits us.
I'll give this some very careful thought, Frank. What put you onto it?
I took some of the boys and girls over the area training unit for their interview course. Working with cameras and tapes, well, that really brings it home. Came as a bit of a shock to some people, but I think we can lick them into shape.
So you found the area training unit a useful resource?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if we're going to adopt a proactive approach to innovation and change, I mean, if that's going to be our philosophy, then training is the key element.
Good. That's the sort of thinking I want to encourage round here.
We'll walk down the stairs.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, my knees cramp. Yeah.
These two look after you, mate. See you later, Des.
Hiya.
You're a bit short in the leg, aren't you?
I'll get along.
Oh, yeah. It takes all sorts.
I'm sure it's not her child, but I can't get any sense out of her.
I'll speak to her. If she can't give a convincing account of herself, I'll go for a place of safety order on the baby.
Well, she's not exactly the brightest girl in the class, sir. It took me and the ward sister to persuade her to change the kid's nappy.
Yeah, and she's making a diabolical pills of it. I hate watching simple jobs done badly.
Would it be all right if I tried it on now and came back tomorrow when I've made my mind up?
No can do, pal. We're not resident here. We'll be somewhere else tomorrow. Take the man's jacket, Neville. Slip this on.
Thank you. It's filth.
You can leave out the heroics.
Yeah, all right.
You got one with a bit more room under the arms.
All right. Do this the hard way. All right, I've got my hands up. There's no medals in it. You know this guy, huh?
Neville McFarlane. Fancies himself as muscle and he's all talk, no action.
There you go. Your friends won't know you now, son.
What are they going to do with him?
He'll be looked after for a couple of days while we try and trace his mother, and then they'll decide what to do. Or maybe he can come back to you. It's up to social services to decide.
I'm not in trouble, am I?
If you've told us the truth, you haven't done anything wrong, Donna. Don't worry. The kid belongs to a friend of hers.
Yeah?
Now, the father did a runner. 2 weeks ago, the mother decamped to look for him. Left the baby with Donna, set it to be for a couple of days. The poor little cow's been worried, sick, and too scared to get help.
Oh, nice work, girl.
He's a cracking little fella. I've got 2 girls, you know. Would have liked a little lad. Still, not allowed to say that sort of thing these days. Well, we'll chase up social services, get this one sorted out.
Mr. Monroe,
Yes, Ackland?
you told me you had nothing to do with the Gordon Ray business.
I did, and I don't intend to repeat myself or offer my behaviour for the relief's approval.
Fair enough.
So, shall we get on with the job in hand?
Just get in there and shut up!
Confidential. I'm your DS, sonny boy. When I walk into a situation with you, I want to know the score.
Yes, of course, Ted, but the circumstances were, well, a bit out of the ordinary.
Well, what were they? And this time, tell me the whole truth.
My information came from a contact in the security firm guarding the warehouse.
Yeah?
They gave me the names, but they didn't want them pursued in such a way that their source could be traced.
Their source being?
I don't know that.
But you could make an educated guess. It seems to me like it's an inside job. They sweated the truth out of one of their own employees, only they didn't want him nicked because it's bad for their corporate image.
I don't know that for a fact.
No, and I bet you didn't even ask. Well, you ask more next time, sonny boy. If you start getting into bed with security firms, you better take precautions. Otherwise, you'll catch something nasty.
It's not a joke, June. It's a protest.
Well, if it's a protest on my behalf, please call it off. Look, I got it wrong. I haven't got a grievance.
But it's not just you, June. Munro's been getting on everyone's back. He needs taking down a peg.
Yeah, well, maybe, but you've made your point. Now back off.
Look, an action of this nature depends on the solidarity of the troops. If we're losing that, well, maybe we should reconsider.
No wonder we get dumped on.
Now, Tony, look, I don't mean call it off. I mean, well, yeah, suspend the campaign and see how Munro behaves himself in the future.
Yeah, he's on probation. But he wants to be aware there's plenty more where that manure came from.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased to be able to report a good result on the suits.
Yes, my congratulations to all concerned.
Well, it's all thanks to the good collar you made, Ma'am.
Bit of luck.
We all make our own luck, as they say. Now, you kept your eyes and your ears open. That's important on the streets.
Well, on the subject of the suits, DC Dashwood was with you on that investigation.
Yes, that's right.
Well, from his file, he comes across as an able and active officer.
Oh, Mike's a good lad.
Enjoys the good life, I believe. In fact, designer label suits must have been a subject close to his heart. You'd think he'd be keen for promotion, wouldn't you? But he hasn't gone for sergeant.
That's something you'd have to ask him about.
Yes, I will. It bothers me when officers don't develop their career potential to the maximum, Ted.
Well, not everyone gets the chance. It's a matter of luck, I suppose.
As you just said, we make our own luck. I notice that you didn't take part in the interviewing course that the area training unit laid on.
Pressure of work.
Yeah, it is a mistake to let the day-to-day business stop you from keeping up to speed with new developments, Ted. We'll make time for you to go on the next course.
Yes, Ma'am. Will that be all?
Yes, all for now, thanks, Ted. I look forward to working with you.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Keep your head down.
What's the deal? What is it all about? Why am I being shifted?
We've got your best interests at heart, Lenny.
So where are we going then?
Somewhere safe.
Have we got a tail on?
It's 24 hours, Frank. It's been done before.
If Powell testifies tomorrow, Whelan and his mob are going to be slopping out for the rest of their lives. They want him looked after. The word is money's changed hands already.
So what's the form?
2 12-hour watches.
Who have you got?
Carver and Dashwood up until 8 o'clock tonight, then Martella and Lyons through to the handover.
They manage?
They'd better.
Ah, Eureka. Do you want tea?
Have you got a kettle?
No.
Terrific. Yeah, go on then if you're having one.
Oh, bed's damp. Bleeding nylon sheets and all. I had cotton ones in the other gaff.
We weren't expecting guests. Do you want tea? Later, maybe.
You know who I am?
I know who you were.
Have you heard? You're supposed to give me what I want, keep me sweet.
Oh dear. Look, Jim and I are here to make sure nothing nasty happens to you before tomorrow. No more, no less. Now, you don't give us any bother, and we'll do likewise. Do you understand?
You talk to me like that out in the street, and you'd be picking your face up off the pavement, son.
In your dreams, Lenny.
Hang about, it talks, does it?
Any biscuits?
Should be.
Yeah.
Where's the telly then? In the front room?
There isn't one.
Do what?
There's a paper.
I can't read that.
What, not enough pictures?
If you're so desperate to look at a pair of cold tits, there's a bird bath in the garden.
You stay here and laugh your way.
Well?
Are you prepared to enter the kingdom of heaven?
See whether you jokers got a fag. I'd murder a snout.
I expect Mick Whelan's thinking much the same thing, Danny.
Interesting, was it? This morning's little joyride?
Made a change.
What exactly was it you're up to again?
Well, it's all on a need-to-know basis, really, isn't it?
You winding me up, Stan?
No such. It's just that I was told if anyone asks any questions to refer them to Inspector Munro.
Right. Right. You're on 4 beat.
Right.
What do you think I am? Soup? I want some steak, something decent. Oi! Are you deaf? I said I don't want soup. You're supposed to give me a choice.
You've got a choice. Eat it or don't eat it.
I'm doing you lot a favour and you can't even be bothered to feed me proper.
Oh, give it a rest, Lenny. You're only stitching Whelan up to save your own neck. You're getting more than a good deal.
It was him that pulled the trigger, son, not me.
Try and stop him, did you?
Staying out of this. You know nothing, mate. Nothing.
I need some fresh air. Do you want some tea, Mike?
He doesn't like me, does he?
He's got a keen sense of justice and fair play, has our Jim.
Edward Price. Is that it? Yeah, I'll make sure he gets it. Okay, cheers.
That still sticks in my throat, though. Doing deals. As if we can't get the job done without them.
Sprat to catch a mackerel.
Yeah.
I'm off for a leak.
There's a geezer at the back door.
Mike! Oi! Stay here. Come here! You all right, Jim?
What's going on?
Get back inside! You all right? Get back. Come on, mate.
Do you think he saw you?
I don't know, I suppose so. I wonder what was going on.
You dickhead! You should have stayed put!
Oi! Where were you, boy blunder? Hey? You're supposed to be keeping an eye out. It's like a bleeding circus, this is. Couldn't organise a...
All right! Might not be as bad as you think.
No wonder it hurt.
It's a Jimmy.
Yeah. Glass cutter, tape, rubber hammer, all the usual stuff.
Well, it's just some geezer at it then.
Yeah, it looks that way. He would have come better equipped if he was after you. Jim, do you want to get onto the nick and give him a description? It looks like we might be moving again.
Yeah, all right if I have that drink now, is it? I think I deserve it, don't you?
I'm organising extra bodies. If the break-in was just a blind, I want our backs covered.
Probably just as well. I've had a whisper from a very reliable snout. 2 words. Edward Price.
Lenny Powell, it's meant to be restricted information.
Tell me about it.
Get someone in. Do a proper job.
Oh, yeah. And while they're at it, they could put a sign up saying Lenny Powell's here. What's the word, Jim?
Now, they're looking at another move. At the moment, it's attempted burglary. They're putting out a description for what it's worth.
You lot, you couldn't catch a dose in a knocking shop.
Oh, we caught you, didn't we?
Luck, mate.
Yeah? Well, how is it they ever let a third-rate thief like you play with the big boys?
Third rate? I'm a face, son. A face. Then and now.
They wouldn't have given you squat if Patsy hadn't married into the firm, Lenny, and you know it.
Oh, you leave my sister out of this.
Oh, what was she when she died in that crash, Lenny? 18? And Whelan walks away with a year's ban.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You were in that car. What was it? Told you you'd be all right if you kept stung, did they? Nice.
I hope you catch cancer, you bastard, and I hope you got it for Christmas.
Right, that's it. Time for your afternoon nap, Lenny.
Do what?
Take this and sod off upstairs.
Oh, right.
Do you buy this burglary, mate?
Why don't you?
Well, what if they're testing the water, sounding us out?
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better.
What's this? Changing of the guards.
Yep. Although it breaks our hearts to go, Lenny, Jim and I are going to leave you in the capable hands of DC Lines and WDC Martella. They're all right, so don't give them any bother.
Hello, Alfie.
Len.
Long time.
Not long enough.
You, brought me a bird and all. This is very thoughtful of you, Alf. Very thoughtful. You are a sight for sore eyes, my darling. You fancy spending the evening on my boat?
Oh, yeah. Where's your boat, then?
You're looking at it, aren't you?
Yes. Well, we'll be off then.
Yeah, right.
Oi! You close the bleeding door?
See you, mate. See you, Tom. See you, Jim. Be good.
Shall I whistle up some transport?
No. Come on if we walk. Blow the cobwebs away.
So, Edward Price?
He's been shifted, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. They're on to him, Burnside.
Oh.
Dunno. They're going for it, though.
When?
Soon.
I want times.
Look, I gotta watch it, you know. Someone catches on.
I'll look after you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll call you.
Don't let me down, eh?
So, how do you know his lordship, then?
Cheers. Well, back in the mid-70s, I was on attachment to the series crime squads. It was the finish of the West End Central's porn inquiry. All that malarkey.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, then he was fronting a shop in Dean Street. Did a nice line in under the counter. Kiddie porn. That was till the Tiddleys moved in. Too close to Chinatown, you see. And what with those logs coming and going all night, all day, bad for business, wasn't it? So in the end, they firebombed the shop and gutted it.
What happened to Powell?
Moved on to pastures new.
How long's he been at it, then?
Pal? Oh, forever, look. He's one of the old school, he is. He's the original habitual criminal.
Product of his environment, Tosh.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty had less than he did. Salt of the earth is a load of cobblers, that is. A slag's a slag, whichever way you look at it. If they gave half as much thought to the victims' rights as they do to the villains, we'd be on the right track.
All said, Alf. All said, mate. You should be the Prime Minister.
What do you want?
Well, actually, I just came down to see if there was any danger of getting some grub, as it happens.
There's beans. Do yourself some beans on toast if you want.
Can't you do it for me?
If you think I'm skivvying after you, you got another thing coming, mate.
What's the matter with her, Alf? Burnt her bra? Heard there was a big blaze out Epping Way.
Watch your manners.
It's all right, Tosh. Don't bother me.
OK, love.
Ah, she's all right, Alf. She's all right. You know, one of the lads. Know what I mean?
I thought you wanted something to eat.
Yeah, just passing the time of day with her, Alf, you know. No harm in that, is there? Where's the cow? Where's the bleeding cow?
Calm down, no, you've got a pocket! Knock it off, will you? Come on!
Oi, oi!
I want some grab! Come on, let it go! Come on! Now, listen, I'll sort it out. OK, I'll sort something out.
No soup.
Yeah, right.
Nice tempo.
Oh, yeah. Well, they get turned just like that, Viv.
You've done this before, then?
Once or twice, yeah. Not at such short notice. Usually they give you a bit more time to form some sort of rapport with them, you know, but you've got to watch it. I mean, one minute they're acting like you're one of your friends, the next they're calling you all the names under the sun. It's all part of it.
I reckon he's scared, you know. Under all that, he's terrified.
Yeah? Well, he should be, shouldn't he?
That was the business of. Got any more where that came from?
Sorry, Lenny. You've had all 6 eggs there.
What time is it?
Just gone 10.
It's dragging, isn't it?
I've got some cards if you want a game.
No. No, tie anyway. I wouldn't be able to keep my mind on it.
Nervous?
What, me? No, never. Just, I'm just thinking about tomorrow.
You'll be all right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll be all right. I mean, it'll go all right. No worries. I mean, I've got everything straight in my head, what to say, like.
What's bothering you, then?
Just afterwards, isn't it? It's all got to be different.
Yeah? It will.
I don't know.
Maybe you'll feel better once it's done.
Don't kid a kidder, Ralph. I know the form. Once I've done my bit, there ain't no going back, mate.
It's all sorted, isn't it? No ID, relocation.
I can't go jumping at shadows for the rest of my life, Alfie. I can't do it.
You can't do 15 years stir, neither.
Got me by the S&Cs, ain't you?
We always have had.
No, you haven't, Alfie boy. 'Cause I had a good run at it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I did, mate. I did. More birds than you could ever count. Plenty of that. They love it. Live like a king, Alf. Like a king. The best, mate. The best.
Yeah? And tomorrow?
Sod tomorrow.
You gave me a fright.
Sorry.
What's the matter? Can't you sleep?
Cold.
Take some blankets off the spare bed if you want. No one's using it.
No. I'm cold. I need warming up, don't I?
Are you sure?
Don't be like that. I was only winding you up before. Be nice.
Don't even think about it.
I know you. You're all front. You're up for it, aren't you?
Don't push your luck!
What's the big deal? Bother about old Alf? We'll just close the door. Come on. Only take a minute.
Yeah, I'll bet. Listen, you lowlife!
Call me arm!
Don't you ever try that again! Next time I'll break your arm. You got that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Said, have you got that?
Yeah. Right, pack it in.
You all right, Viv?
Yes.
I'm fine, thanks, Tosh. I'll go and make that tea.
You want to be careful, then. Wandering around a dark house in the middle of the night, you might have a fall.
Tosh.
What's the matter?
There's somebody outside. I've heard a noise.
Are you sure?
Yes, come on.
It's probably a cat with a mooch. What are you doing?
Having a look.
It's not a good idea.
Well, if it's only a cat.
I could be wrong. I'll do it. Nothing.
It was down the side.
Boo. Oh, good heavens, Colin, what are you doing? You're trying to kill me, I'll have a seizure.
Ah, come on, you made a sterner stuff of that, Tosh.
I'm bloody well not.
Hello, Guff. What are you doing here?
Just thought I'd drop by. Make sure you're all right.
We're all right.
We were. Could do without some silly bugger leaping out of the dark, though. Keeps you on your toes.
Oh, thanks.
Anyway, I just wanted you to know you're not out in the cold. I've got some extra cover sorted. You know, watching the street.
How come?
Purely precautionary.
You heard something?
No.
Gov?
No, honestly. I'll tell you if I had. This was on my own initiative. A few extra troops, should the need, etc.
Couldn't you radioed it through without this cloak and dagger stuff?
Yeah, I could have done. But it wouldn't have been as much fun. Powell been behaving himself, has he?
Bit of damage, as you can see. Apart from that, no problems.
Right. I'll leave you to it. Night-night.
He's something, I know he is.
I reckon someone's pulling your leg. Might as well stand them down.
Give it a bit longer.
Tea and toast?
Oh, yeah, thanks, love, yeah. Cheers.
Tosh!
Bloody hell, get upstairs!
Please! Put the weapons down! Now! Turn around and face the wall. Get your hands high! Hands high on the wall! Come on! Go!
Well done, Tom. Tosh! Viv! It's all over! It's Burnside! Go! It's over, we got him!
God for that.
That's it.
You knew, didn't you?
I had an idea, yeah. Hello, Lenny. Enjoy your early morning call.
Drop dead.
No sense of humour, some people.
They're on their way back. I'll stand the troops down.
Nice one, Sid. I'll be with you in a minute. So, escort will be here within the hour. Drop in the office on the way back. Have a glass of breakfast to celebrate.
Right. How'd I look? Very smart, then.
You'll do.
Yes?
Can I have a word, sir?
All right. What is it, Alec? Couldn't it have waited?
There's a call for you, sir. You said you'd want to know.
Let's go.
You ready?
Middle car, Lenny. Right. Cheers, Lenny. All the best.
Yeah.
Be lucky, Alf.
Stay down! Anybody see anything? Smoke! Nothing, go!
You're a bit behind the times, pal.
It's in the bag. We got 'em.
Tosh!
It's Lenny! Lenny!
All right.
I'm all right!
All right.
Lenny, it's Alf, can you hear me?
MP
Go
from
on,
Metro
matey.
Tango 504.
Lenny!
Urgent ambulance message. 114
Lines
Hollis
from
Street. Man been
Burnside.
shot.
Lines from Burnside. It's a fit up. Sit tight. Tush! Tush!
Say again, is that Sperry Gardens?
Sperry Gardens. Disturbance outside number 20.
20, that'll be about halfway down. 2 men, I see one, both wearing jeans, one with a blue body warmer, the other a red jacket. They're taking the path through the Firlston Avenue. Make sure the woman's okay. Steve's chasing on foot. You all right, madam?
Yes!
Madam. Oi. Sierra Oscar from 363. Lost them in Thurleston Avenue.
Which way?
How should I know?
I'll scout round Leesman.
Sierra Oscar from 363. Description of suspects. Delete red jacket.
I looked out, 'cause I'm always up early, and there she was at our door. F off, she was screaming. F off. Got a mouth like a sewer, they both have. Market trader types, you know. And there were these 2 blokes with weapons. So I rang you lot. And then they started on the car.
One of them came from Birmingham.
Sorry?
The one in the red jacket. He had a Birmingham accent. I heard him shouting at the other one. Leave it, Brian. That's enough. Well, I can't do the accent, but it was Birmingham.
Gang warfare, I shouldn't wonder.
Gang warfare?
Well, some of their friends are bad enough. I mean, God knows what their enemies are like.
Gang warfare? This is Ralph Edgar, is it? Edgar, yeah, that's him.
I think you'll find Mr. Edgar is inclined to get carried away where crime's concerned. When his allotment was vandalised, it was the mafia. Dogston, you haven't left your motor in the yard, have you? No, sir. Good. I'll see it.
Yeah. You said one of those yobos was a Brummie, eh?
Apparently.
How old were they?
About 30.
And you've got his jacket, the Brummie?
In the property store.
What's that, Ted? You want your dinner jacket?
No, evidence.
Pardon me for asking.
Exhaust putty.
What?
Exhaust putty on the sleeve.
Oh, whatever turns you on.
Belongs to a villain. He chucked it away during a chase this morning to confuse his description.
Yeah, I know why Slag undressed doing the 100 metres. What crime?
Sperry Gardens.
What, the GBH motor?
Yeah.
Ted, detective sergeants are not paid to ponce about with vandalised but fully insured motors.
Yeah, actually.
Actually, they are paid, as you well know today at any rate, to prepare statistics for the DCI. That's why that pile of bump and headache pills is on their desk, and they are not sliding out of it.
Yeah, well, I didn't join the job to play with a proxy calculator, you know.
Well, use your fingers then, and answer the phone.
CID. No, she's out. They're all out except me.
And Carver. He's not even in yet. Again.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, cheers.
Getting too fond of the nest, that boy. Too fond of little Sonia.
Sonia? You're way out of date, mate. She chucked him out. He shacked up with Tony Stamp.
He's what?
Not in the biblical sense.
Is that your car?
Yes, sir.
Well, move it.
Can I book in first, sir?
No, not unless you want it turned into an Irish molehill. Can't you read or something?
They still not here?
No, sir.
Have you phoned?
Yes, sir, but I keep getting the answer phone.
Answer phone at this time of day? What kind of outfit are they?
The cheapest, I believe, sir.
Sir, they're on the way. Oh, fine. Well, let's hope they have a good sea crossing.
Well, it just made me think about the exhaust centre jobs, that's all. And we know that one of the blokes on the first job had a Brummie accent.
So have about 2 million other people. And there are quite a few Bryans in the world and all.
And that there's a disposal network controlled locally.
Oh, we know that, do we?
Well, we think it.
Jim! How lovely to see you.
I'm sorry, Gov, I had to park about 3 miles away.
Yeah, well, you've read the memo about parking. Can't have one rule for Joe Public and another one for old Bill, can we? My office. And that, back to uniform. It's their job, right? So how long have you been dossing down at Tony Stamp's then? Sit.
Four or 5 nights.
4 or 5? Bit hazy, is it?
5.
You do realise that by staying at Tony's you could be dropping him in the proverbial. It is against rent allowance rules to take in a lodger.
I'm not lodging. I'm only kipping, it's temporary.
Still claiming rent, eh, don't know? For the money you used to give to Sonia? I mean, you did pay her, didn't you? And not just ponce off her.
Of course I paid her!
Well, what about the rent aid?
Well...
I see. Claiming money under false pretences and all.
Look, I haven't had time to stop it, Gov. I haven't had time to get myself together.
That is an understatement. Look at the state of you. Even a cat wouldn't drag you in. Besides which, you failed to inform me about your change in domestic arrangements.
Yeah, well...
Well, nothing. It's irresponsible, unprofessional and pathetic. Walking about like a lovesick wino. Well, I'm not having it, Carver. You're being taken in hand. Where's your gear? Tony's or Sonia's?
It's at Tony's.
Well, get a key off him and go and pick it up. You're going in a section house.
What?
It's either that or go down on the sheet for a triple breach of regulations and then go in a section house.
Steve, give us a lift. No more, huh? No, I left it at home to avoid the hassle.
Oh, hello, sir. I've been looking for you.
Yeah?
Section houses. Any vacancies locally?
Yeah, there's plenty of space at Newman House.
Who's the section house sergeant then?
Wally Redfern.
Never. Oh, Wally, he's still about, is he? Well, he should put a staff up Carver and straighten him out.
Carver?
Yeah, he's in immediate need of food and shelter, starting from today. Could you give Wally a ring?
Yeah. What in God's name are they doing out there?
Probably deciding which way up to lay it.
Oh, hello there.
Morning.
Police, aren't you? Seen you down the station.
Yeah, Detective Sergeant Roach. Making a few inquiries about your little bit of excitement this morning.
A detective sergeant? Oh, we are on.
Yeah, you'll be Mr. Edgar.
That's me.
Yeah, we've got your statement. Nothing from the neighbours, though. I thought since they live bang opposite.
Still won't have seen nothing, I don't suppose?
No?
Very low-profile sort of people, you know. Hear no evil, see no evil. Don't know why, really. It's them that bears the brunt, isn't it? Across the way, you know, parties, burglar alarm that goes off whenever a cat farts. Vans and lorries coming and going all hours of the night.
Vans and lorries?
Yeah, he runs his own haulage business. Oh, hello, Pete. Oh, this is Peter Henderson, Sergeant Roach from Scannell. I was just telling him about the lorries, you know, across the way.
Well, it doesn't bother us.
You didn't see or hear anything this morning, Mr. Henderson? There was a bit of bother across the road.
No. Well, we sleep at the back, so didn't hear a thing. Sorry.
Where are they going?
They're going home, I'm afraid, sir. Apparently they got the wrong stuff in their magic porridge pot.
Jim Carver, Wally Redfern.
Pleased to meet you.
Is that your car?
Yeah?
Can't leave it there. It's blocking the entrance. You can bring your gear in first. Lift's out of order. House rules to be read and strictly adhered to. Please. Third floor. This is yours.
Oh, great.
Thank you. Here you go.
Higher ups out of bounds. Female officers only. Some houses mix the sexes. We don't. No women in your room after 10 o'clock. No dirty pictures on the wall. It upsets the cleaners. Facilities this way. Washing machine, dryer, ironing board the end of the hall. Bogs and showers. If you like your shower hot, don't even try between 7 and 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay? Any questions?
No, that all seems fine.
Canteen and shop in the basement. They're shut at the moment. And they sit at the desk when you go out. £5 fine if you lose it. Right? I'll leave you to settle in.
Hello, neighbour. Welcome aboard. Oh, yes, we can have a couple of discos to raise funds. We can have a coloured TV in the lounge, magazines and weight training gear. Yeah. Because the most important thing is you're with your mates, ain't you, Jim? Gives you a nice family feel.
You had no right to go swanning off without telling me. I got enough aggro wet nursing Carver without having to keep you on a leash.
Just look at the information. That's all I'm asking.
You got some news on your Brummy exhaust fitter, have you?
No, but Shaw's in on it. I'm convinced of it. I've checked 2 convictions for dishonest handling.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and his lorries got bumping tonight at very regular intervals.
Dates and times?
Nothing so specific, no.
So what are you saying, Ted? If Shaw's involved, that your Brummy and his mate Brian and minions cheated out of their cut. Is that the theory?
Came asking, got no joy, smashed his car as a calling card.
You're clutching at straws, Ted.
Well, at least I'm clutching. I'm not sitting on my backside.
No, but you're talking through it.
All I want is to look in his garage.
And it's going to be stuffed full of moody exhaust boxes. Do me a favour.
How does a bloke like Shaw afford 3 flash cars? He's a one-man haulage firm who's been bankrupt twice.
He works nights. It is not a crime to be richer than your neighbours.
You've changed your tune.
No, I haven't.
Looking over your shoulder at Madam Reed now, are you?
Ted, I'm not applying for a search warrant. There is insufficient evidence. You can't just walk through people's lives just because it's more interesting than sitting at your desk number crunching. Forget it.
You know why our clear operates so low? Because people like Shaw take the mick all the time, and because they know that we won't do a thing about it.
You grasped me up this morning, didn't you?
It was in your own best interest, Jimbo. You're obviously not capable of looking after yourself. You got your car?
Oh, of course I have. I'm Reg Hollis's chauffeur.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
Excuse me, sir.
Let's go.
I thought you'd like to know. The boys with the black stuff, they're back.
What?
Do you want me to come with you?
No, you're back up in case Mr. Shaw comes home.
Oh, thanks.
Don't panic. I'm only going to be nice, okay? Ingratiate myself.
Yeah?
Ah, Mr. Shaw?
Yeah.
No lorry?
Lorry, no. Leave it on the main road. Neighbours complain. You from the council?
No, DS Road, Sun Hill. We've got some thoughts about damage to your car this morning.
Terry's been telling me about it. All right. Don't know why you're bothering. She's already rung the insurance.
Well, we like to be thorough. It's just that we think that there's a possibility that the 2 men who did this have criminal connections.
Villains usually do.
Thanks. I mean beyond petty crime. Is there anyone that you know of that sort who might have a grudge against you, do you think?
Apart from the locals, you mean?
The locals?
No, they've all got a grudge against us.
Prim and propers out front don't like us, nor do the slag on the estate over the back.
There's a lot of envy about. If there wasn't, you lot would be out of a job.
Well, obviously the slag would have a lot to envy here. Business must be very good. I thought it was pretty cutthroat nowadays. Road haulage, not much room for the little man.
Find it if you look, if you're willing to put yourself out.
What's this got to do with our motor?
Well, as I say, certain evidence does suggest that the two men who came here this morning and asked for you are involved in something bigger.
Such as?
Robbing tyre and exhaust depots. And I would be very grateful while I'm here, just to eliminate you from our inquiries, if I could look in your garage.
It's a surprise for our son's 18th birthday.
Still, it has got 4 tyres and an exhaust.
Well, I'm glad it's cheered you up.
What a bunch of polishers. I had a word with the States. I told him, if you can't come up with better than that, just give me a rake and shovel and I'll do the job myself.
I'm sure he'll be very good at it, Derek. Good night, Frank.
Good night, sir. Good night, Frank.
I just sat there on that bed, you know, and I thought, what's happening? I'm nearly 30 years of age. Where have I got to? What have I got? A cell in the Met equivalent of Strange Ways. The section house is my true home. Washing my smalls with Reg Hollis. Watching television every night with some spotty-faced probies from Doncaster that worries me.
Your worries? I'm a lot older than you, mate, and I've got naff all either.
Yeah, but you live for the job, Ted. That's why I envy you. But it doesn't matter to you where you sleep at night.
I shall take that as a compliment. It's perfectly true. I don't give a toss about home or money unless it's gained dishonestly, and then I try to do something about it. I don't always succeed.
Like today?
Like today. But it's far better to try and fail than let the bastards get away with it. Far better than sitting at a desk extrapolating statistics.
Well, we can't shirk our responsibilities, Ted.
Very true. So please don't drink anymore. You're driving.
Hello, Tricia. Yes, Frank. How you doing? Listen, I'm working late tonight. Finish about 10. Wondered if you'd like to come round and have a bite. Well, me, of course. Cordon bleu. I'll tell you what, I'll stick you in the microwave and all, if you think that's necessary. All right. Yeah, no, that's all right. Never mind. Nah, I'll speak to you soon. All right, cheers. Suit yourself.
Look, how come Burnside seems to manage us one like that? It's 100% for the job and 100% for the women. But why has he got 200% and I haven't even got 1?
Because he's evil, Jim. He's evil. It's easy when you're evil.
Nah, he's not evil.
Are you eligible for promotion?
Yeah. What?
Me, I am. Have been for the last 10 years. You know why it hasn't happened? Brownlow. It stood in my way. It stood in my way. And Burnside is exactly the same. Exactly the same. They love the part to screw you up, man. I tell you, I'm about sick of it. I'm gonna go around Mr. Burnside, or through him. You want another pint of the orange juice?
Yeah, all right, just one.
I thought we were going around to the section house, raiding the 4th floor.
Yeah, no, that's all right. OK, not to worry. I'll see you soon.
Oh, hello, Gab, it's you. Got no home to go to? Oh, well, I tried ringing up the academy, but, you know, it's constantly engaged. Got a message here for Ted Roach from the Supt burglary squad. They've picked up that brummy exhaust fitter, and he is talking like a good one. Don't worry about Jim Carver. No, I'll look after him. I'll take all the newcomers at Newman House under my wing.
Burglary squad, please.
Yes?
Can you let me in, please? Me too.
Come.
All right.
Is this the 4th floor?
No. Do you want the bog?
No.
You quite sure?
Cubs on.
Hell's bells, Jim. You're desperate.
There you go. I'm sorry about this, mate. Oh.
Ted? Ted?
I mean, they played well, but...
Game, man.
Yeah, but it's lose 3-0 when you were 2-0 up in the first leg. It's not...
Isn't that Jim Carver's car?
Yeah, he moved in yesterday. I should keep my door locked if I was you.
Jim, are you awake?
What? Oh, you ain't been sick, have you?
No.
Oh. Ow! Trudie. What time is it?
6:15.
6:15? What are you doing?
Listen, Sperry Gardens.
What?
I've just been lying here thinking about it.
Yeah, well, you would, wouldn't you? You don't even switch off when you're paralytic.
Listen, what if I was right about the 2 guys but wrong about Shaw?
You are wrong about Shaw.
Yeah, but what if the 2 guys were wrong as well? Then I've got the wrong house, the wrong car, and the wrong bloody garage. Come on, get your shoes on.
Ellison!
Why not? He's the only man in the street who can keep his mouth shut. His address is almost the same. His car is almost the same.
You're a maniac! Well, where are we going anyway?
Sperry Gardens.
What?
If it is him, he'll be a frightened man. He'll be
Ted,
off.
it's 10 to 6 in the morning. You can't...
Come on.
Oh.
Morning, Ted. Sorry you missed out. Should have stuck to number crunching.